think there's just a part of me, not the full thing, which it would be a lot more beneficial if I fully was from the future. But I think a part of my brain is from the future. I think maybe there's a chip in me.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network, and it's a big day for the KFC Radio crew. A watershed moment, monumental day. I feel like there's been a couple stops along the way of big announcements with podcast changes and things dropping and being created, but this is a big one today. We are officially releasing the Answer the Internet app. So we've been selling the card game for what, almost like 18 months now?
No, fuck no.
No?
No.
A year?
Heavens, no. I don't think a year yet. I think October will be a year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Last
Wow.
October.
We have not even been doing this for a year.
No, 18 months was a big guess.
I thought that it was over a year.
I mean, time doesn't exist anymore. Time just doesn't. Nothing's real. It doesn't matter.
Huh.
But no, it's been
Yeah,
less than
you're
a
right.
year.
I mean, I'm thinking because we released it in what, like, I want to say like October or something,
Yeah.
right? October. It was right around Halloween because I remember thinking maybe Halloween weekend people will play it or some shit. So yeah, less than a year, and people have been asking for it for a while. It only made sense to do it. I didn't want to necessarily like step on the toes of the card game too much, but then along comes the pandemic and everybody's at home. And we just figured let's go digital with it and release the app. So the ATI app is here. You can download it for free with a handful of questions from the card game. So some of the best from the original 500. And then after that, it's 5 expansion packs, 50 questions per pack, all different themes. You can bundle them all together. If you want to buy them, you can buy them individually or buy 3 of them or buy all 5 of them.
If you don't get this app, I want to be very clear here. If you don't get this app, you're a fucking idiot. It's so easy. There's so many times when you're just sitting around the house and you're like a house party, you're just like farting around with your friends, and you're like, what, like, it's just kind of silently fuck around on your phones.
Yeah.
These are awesome, fantastic questions that are just like fucking funny, and they just spiral out of control. You have crazy conversations about them. I've had a flood in my mentions recently, and everyone's like, John, your birthday's coming up. We don't know what to get you. And here's what I'm going to get for you.
John, your birthday's August 14th on Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, right? I got you a present. Get me a present by just downloading this. It's free. Download it. Rate it 5 stars. Tweet me the screenshot of you having it with hashtag happy birthday, Johnny boy. and we'll all have a great John's birthday on August 14th.
Look at this. Look how easy
Or
it is.
August 13th it comes out.
We got the QR code up on the screen. You pop your phone up to it. Bam. It finds it in your fucking phone.
Right in the App
Pow.
Store.
Download it.
I want this son of a bitch to get to #1. Just like there's so many apps here at Barstool, there are so many things that drop and they immediately climb the charts. I would very much appreciate, for my birthday, which is August 14th, you getting this app to #1. Happy birthday, Johnny, hashtag. Hashtag happy birthday, Johnny.
I guess we've been kind of leaking it a little
I'm
bit.
in a good mood. The Bruins just won a fucking playoff game.
You're a little bit drunk.
I'm not drunk. I've only had one high noon.
I thought that was number 2.
This is my second. I just cracked it. Trust me, Kevin. It takes fucking one high noon and some heroin to get me high. So if I'm only getting one high noon in me, hey, I'm okay. I'm fucking just jacked up about this app. I'm jacked up about my birthday, which is on August 14th, and I'm jacked up about the Bruins win.
We've been kind of like leaking this and talking about it, so I guess some people already snuck a download in, and we have a review. Our first review is in. Which is honestly like, did one of you do this? Because this sounds like a fucking plant.
I did not.
It's perfect. We used to play Cards Against Humanity at family gatherings, but ever since Fights in KFC came out with this game, I have my grandma saying more raunchy shit that I wish I didn't hear. Honestly, it's the funnest game ever. That's the advertisement.
It does sound like a plant. I'll agree with you there. It sounds like that, but it was not me.
Was that like the dude who designed the app? I mean, that's almost too good to be true. But there are 5 ratings out there already, all 5 stars. So please rate it.
It's got everything on it too. It's got like all the videos, it's got tons of cards.
So when you open it up, let me go back to the beginning
all the
here.
videos. I mean, all the celebrities who have.
So when you're on the home page, it says there's a button that just says start playing, or you can scroll right down. If you're watching on YouTube or a clip right now, you can see these are all the videos of of ATI, all of your favorite celebrities. Oh, we gotta get rid of that Chris D'Elia one. And
I mean, what?
well, I was thinking that it was like, yeah, fuck it. I don't know. Whatever.
I didn't know what he was when he did that.
Yeah, you're right. There's Abella Danger, Andrew Schultz, Dan Soder, Jim Gaffigan. I mean, DeStefano, KSI. The list goes on and on and on. And now you can play it yourselves. And as much as I love the card game, and as much as I do, I think you still should get the card game if you have like party nights and couple gatherings and stuff, because there is something about having the cards and playing together. But obviously, the point is you got it right in your pocket now. And we used to grab stacks of them and like bring them to the bar, and it's like that's a pain. You don't want to. You got to bring them to and from, or you lose some, or whatever. And now you don't have to worry about any of that. You just got it right in your pocket.
It is an app. It is free, people. It costs $0. Mm-hmm. It is insane. If you don't download this app for my birthday, hashtag Happy Birthday Johnny. I'm just gonna keep saying that. Fuck it. I get it once, kind of as a joke, but also kind of seriously. I'm gonna bury that joke into the ground this episode. If you don't like me saying hashtag Happy Birthday Johnny, just stop now.
John hasn't asked for anything ever. This is the one time he's asking for something. It's hashtag Happy Birthday Johnny. And but for real, I mean, we just saw the success of the Stool Streams app. Play Barstool.
Johnny Boy was the original hashtag.
I'm sorry. I already screwed up. Hashtag Happy Birthday Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
Not a mouthful at all.
Yeah. Leave it. Subscribe. Not subscribe. Download. Rate it. Leave a review. Great app. Hashtag Happy Birthday Johnny Boy.
If you download it, best reviews. We have new merch coming out, and I'll give you a free hoodie.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll do 5 free hoodies to the 5 best reviews. So you got to be funny, you got to be clever, and you have to be exceptionally complimentary. 5 stars, leave a good review, and we'll have Nick and BC go through the reviews, and whoever leaves the funniest, best ones, I'll hook you up with some new. I'm working on hoodies right now that I am putting my name and my reputation on this. They will be the softest, most comfortable hoodies you will ever wear.
Boy.
Yeah, like I did it with the indoors line, and I learned from that, and I know what materials to use and shit now. We're going to apply it to the hoodie game, because the indoors line is great, but it's like, it's pajamas. You wear it inside. This will be a hoodie that you can rock outdoors, like when you're out in the world, and it will be. Are you showing off the guns today, babe?
Straight up, I can't fit the sleeve over my shoulder.
I was gonna say, what do you?
I'm just hot.
It's so fucking hot here. I'm sweating. I feel like I have like a sweaty face where it looks like glistening. For whatever reason, usually the studios are icy cold. Now they're hot as fuck. But anyway, 5 best reviews, and when those hoodies drop, I will give you. I will buy you your hoodie, most comfortable you'll ever wear. She'll have the best app in the world, and the fucking best hoodie in the world. And I'm proud of this shit. I really am. Like I said, we just dropped the Play Barstool app with Hank, and I watched how successful that was, and I really want the same thing for the KFC radio crew, because it's been a long road. This is one of the best things that we do at Barstool, and I'm very proud that we had this like spin-off. It's almost like its own separate company in a way, and obviously an app only made sense. And I knew we were going to do an app, but I thought it was going to be like way down the road. And the fact that it materialized as popular as it was, enough so that there was demand for an app as quickly as it did, it's pretty fucking awesome. And I made sure that they left this like open-ended. So this is kind of like the initial run of the ATI app. But again, I think of this as like a separate company. And I thought to myself, if this was all that I did, what will we want the app to look like? And I have visions that are much more. Right now, it's all of the videos that you can watch and all the games. We're going to add features where you can submit your own questions. We're going to add features where you can favorite your own questions, so you almost create your own deck. But I also have visions of, you have a username and you sign up and you have an ATI profile, and it kind of keeps track of all your answers. You can match with people who have similar answers. You can, almost like keep score in a way, or like here's all the people who answered the same way you did. So I want to almost create like an entire ATI community based around these questions. Almost, I want to have like a heads up feature. Remember, everybody, where you could film the party playing heads up. Like if you can capture your friends on camera being like, yeah, I'd fucking kill her. I think there's going to be some great viral videos that come out of this. So I want it to be like a user generated experience, and I think we're going to have a lot of success with this. But right now, this is the first run of it, and you're going to get the 5 new packs. So what we're going to do today is play. We'll do a couple questions from each of the new expansion packs.
Oh yeah, they're all new cards. They're all new
Right.
questions. I forgot we said
so
that. We didn't say that.
It starts with 2 decks. When you download it, you get 2 decks that are the best of, and that comes with some questions from the original 500, which were like the OG best questions from KFC Radio. Now it's 5 new packs with 5 different themes that are some of the new shit and some of the best, like the second wave of best questions and new questions that we've encountered. So we're going to play today and give you a taste of each of the expansion packs. It's brought to you by Pink Whitney. You want to talk about, we want that Pink Whitney success. We want to be on that New Amsterdam level the same way that the Chicklets boys did. We're going to do it with ATI. Now, Pink Whitney is a fucking phenomenon. It's a juggernaut of liquor success. It's the fastest selling goddamn bottle of booze in the whole fucking world. All thanks to Wit and Biz. And what a perfect match. Pop open your ATI app and drink a little Pink Whitney. Get a little loose. Drop the inhibitions, start talking about like, yeah, sure, I'd eat her ass, or whatever the question may be. So why don't you mix the two together? Get a Pink Whitney, which is the pink lemonade infused vodka, and whether you're at a tailgate.
Seen a lot of commercials for this lately.
Yeah, well, we're all watching hockey
NBC
now.
Sports back on.
Yep. I thought that was like that's just a fucking commercial.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a NBC Sports was running like a little package or something like that. It's just a commercial.
Just a commercial. Dude, NBC Sports has some of the wildest commercials. You seen the copper one? I tweeted a picture, some stills of it. Brett Favre and Jerry Rice, just completely covered.
Oh
in,
yes,
like copper,
they're
so,
wearing
like
the
elbow pads,
yeah.
arm shields.
It's like clothes. They have like a full like set of armor on.
It's like Jerry Rice was wearing more equipment than he wore in his plane. Like he's got more copper on him than he did.
Yeah, that is funny. There's a commercial running right now during Mets games. For an insurance company, and it's just called His Cox.
His Cox?
His Cox.
How's it spelled?
HISCOX. But
His Cox.
His Cox. And it's like insurance, and it's kind of like heartfelt, and it's sort of like what do you need? His Cox. And I'm just like, straight up, I'm too childish for this. And it's, when you watch when you're watching Nessun or the Yes Network or SNY, like one of your regional channels, it's the same commercials every time. So it's just Cox,
Dude,
and I laugh every fucking time.
The Bruins were just playing the Canes, obviously, and they won. Double OT. Patrice Bergeron scored on a fucking beauty from the first
that.
line. But there's a guy on the Hurricanes named Ryan Dzingel. And Dzingel just sounds like a dick name for a dick. And so it's always like, Dzingel coming down.
Did you ever call it a dingle?
Dingle?
Yeah.
No.
So that was was
so.
my family's little nickname for when you were a little kid. Like, it's your dingle. And I thought that was other pee-pee. Like everybody says that. Dingle. And then I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody else call it that.
I mean, it's not, if you said I heard
you would know
dingle,
what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I never used it, no.
I had a funny moment the other day. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell these stories, but it was bath time. And Keegan's dingle was up and at him. And he says to me,
Wait, like erect?
yeah, and he goes to me,
Babies can get erect penis?
yeah. And he goes to me, Daddy, why is it so big? And I was like, yeah, it is.
Wait.
Yeah.
I don't think I got boners as a child.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, you did.
How?
It's just a blood flow thing, bro.
Yeah, but the blood flow goes when you're aroused.
Nah, it's not. I mean, you don't get a random boner where you're just like,
I do.
we used to, you joke about in class where it's like, I can't get up from my desk because my dick's hard. That was always because you were thinking about fucking.
I guess. No, you're right. This is
random boners are definitely just a thing of life. I remember I got a buddy who's paralyzed, and we had a huge moment where he just got, he had one of those random boners because we weren't sure. Everything waist down was fucked, and he got one, and he was like, yeah. So, but Keegan was very confused. He's like, what's going on here? I was like, this is awkward. But
See, this is why I don't feel bad about not knowing anything about vaginas. I don't know shit about dicks. I fucking have one, man.
Well, listen, I sincerely hope that I'm right here and I'm not just like airing out a story that's like super problematic and weird that my son is doing something at a young age that he shouldn't be. But even if it is, I'm okay. Like, if that's his weird thing, his dick was getting too hard too early in life, that's pretty cool. I'll fucking take it.
That's my son.
Yeah,
the one over there.
right. Howitzer.
I can see you fucking kindergarten being like, so which kid's yours? Kid with a fucking heart on over there.
The one with his cocks.
See that kid chasing the girls around with a fucking pinata? I don't know. With pinata? I don't know why pinata. I can't.
No, he's got the pinata stick.
Yeah,
He's trying to bust
Keegan goes
it
to a
open.
Mexican elementary school in my fantasies. Yeah.
By the way, this is an ad read.
You see that baby with the hard penis? That's mine.
Me and Keegan just lining up shots in New Amsterdam with our hard dicks. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. From so many different people. Work, home, CPS, Child Protective Services, everybody. I'm sweating. It's so hot in here. Fuck.
It's so hot.
So go get your New Amsterdam vodka. You can get them at your local liquor store. If you're lucky, make sure you check it out. They're pretty much in like every liquor store now. Very affordable too. You see some of these prices, especially across the country. It can be a shot. It can be a mixed drink. You can drink it as a martini. You can class it up. You can slum it down. However you want to do your Pink Whitney. It's a good night. Mix it up with some ATI and have yourselves a fucking evening, babe. So let's do it. I'm gonna open up my brand new ATI app here. Let me click start playing. I will let you choose the category, sir.
Philosophy.
Okay, well, I'm going to, okay. We'll start with Philosophy 101. Start playing. I guess I should maybe show it in case you're watching. So I'm going to go Philosophy 101. You got yourself a little cartoon. Shout out to Moonman Sam. And we'll start playing. Classic right off the bat. Are you smarter than Christopher Columbus?
Oh.
What about the most brilliant minds of the Renaissance, 1300 to 1600 AD?
This is an all-time classic.
And
I don't know
this
if we
is what
can.
inspired, by the way. I know ATI has the reputation of like raunchy sex and funny, dick and vagina jokes, and it does, and that's why it's funny. That's why it's a good game to play. But also, I remember telling people my favorite questions are the philosophical ones, and that's why we like when we started this, where we're like, we got to have themed decks. The very first one I did was philosophy. And this is the question that inspired it, because I remember having that discussion way back on the original KFC radio and being like, this is the perfect blend of dumb hypothetical, but you got to know your history a little bit, and you got to know what you're talking about, and you got this irrational confidence about it. And that's where, Dan famously like scoffed at the idea of Christopher Columbus being smarter than him. And that led to, can we build a boat? Could Barstool build a boat that could sail across the Atlantic? And then somehow we got to, if we had unlimited money, could we build a spaceship and get to the moon? It spiraled into, it launched an app. This one question launched like this whole fucking endeavor. So perfect serendipity there to be the first question up, because it does just kind of randomly shuffle them all. So where were you on the original?
Absolutely
and where
not.
are you still there now?
I'm still in the same spot, because I don't. My answers I don't think change very often. Here's the deal: I know more than Christopher Columbus. I am not more intelligent than him.
Correct. You're more informed. You have learned more facts than him. You have the internet. You have access to just information more.
Okay, here's the deal: I'd kick Christopher Columbus's ass on Jeopardy, but he's more intelligent person.
Yeah, that's informed versus like, what's aptitude? Is aptitude I think that's what.
See, this is my point. I don't even know what aptitude
know the
means.
definition of aptitude. Aptitude definition. So aptitude is the natural ability to do something. So he has the aptitude.
No, I have
We
the
don't.
aptitude. Everything I can do, I do naturally, because I don't really practice. So everything I'm good at, I'm just naturally good at. And I'm good at a pretty good amount of things.
What are you good at?
I'm good at this.
Podcasting?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm good at
Drinking?
Good at drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at exercising. I'm good. I don't do it often, but I'm good at
You're
it.
not committed to it, but when you do it, you're good at
I'm
it.
very good. I'm one of the best. You know, in Eastbound and Down, when Kenny was like, I'm not trying to be the best at exercising. I am.
Yeah.
I'm the best at
exercising.
Because like my body changes very fast.
Yeah.
And it's like I can work out for 2 weeks.
The guy couldn't get his fucking sleeves over
and
his
it's just
shoulders.
like, oh, okay. So like then it like I'm really good at exercising. I know what I'm doing there. And I wasn't a personal trainer for no reason, bitch. I'm good. You goddamn bitch. I'm good at saying the alphabet backwards.
Again, that goes back to
I'm
drinking.
really good at cracking my knuckles.
Crack them. This is pretty good. I feel like I just cracked, but let me. Can I go 5 for 5? Nah, I didn't get the pinky. You know my favorite? Do you do this knuckle?
No,
That way?
No, that's gross.
It's the best. If you do cracking your middle knuckle instead of like the big knuckle, it's the best.
I'm good at watching porn.
Great at watching.
I can nail it.
Yeah.
I can nail it.
I'm the best
Like-
porn watcher in the game.
Like fucking.
I'm
like,
a better
jump,
porn watcher
like,
than you
jump
are.
to scenes, but I'd be
Definitely.
like, I know, like I could just fucking see. I know where they're
And-
going. I think I can see the future too
in porn?
in life. Like that's how I know exactly where to jump to in porn. I think okay, this is crazy, but I'm not lying.
Okay.
I think there's like a part of me that's from the future. Because
This is why ATI is the best game in the world. I ask a question, not 4 minutes later, I have a friend telling me he's from the future.
I think there's
Download this fucking app right now.
I think there's a part of my brain that is from the future. I am
Love this.
I'm so good at just like when I call something, I bet I have the highest percentage of calling something. If I'll be like,
To be fair, you just told me that you lost the biggest bet of your life in hockey like a day ago.
sure did.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch that game. That's the twist.
Okay.
If I had been watching the game, it's different.
No.
Yes.
Had you watched it, it would have been a different
It would have
outcome.
been a different outcome
No,
for
that's
sure.
bullshit.
Oh yeah, but when I make predictions, I bet I'm like 70%. Like today, like and granted today wasn't really the boldest prediction I've ever made, but someone was like, who's gonna score first? Pasta. Guess what happened? Pasta scored first.
Yeah, you do. You're very rarely wrong on these things.
It's I think from the future, Kevin. I think there's just a part of me, not the full thing, which it would be a lot more beneficial if I fully was from the future. But I think a part of my brain is from the future. I think maybe there's a chip in me that is from the future.
You said that so seriously. There's a chip in me? So you have a chip that maybe like every now and then it transmits some information to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, like-
you know who I think has like the full chip? I think this is runoff from Dave. I think this like Dave has a chip. Dave has information. I mean, it's just nothing ever goes against him.
Yeah, but he's not right with a lot of things. I say this is going to happen, and it happens.
Dave's not wrong with a lot of things.
He's not wrong a lot. But
Has
his
this
is
been
more,
happening your whole life?
His is my whole life.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah, the grandfather clock.
I won 6 raffles as a kid. Who the fuck wins
That's
6?
not from the future. That's just luck.
That's okay, fine. I'm crazy lucky then.
Yeah.
I have like,
Something, but that's what I mean. I don't know if it's from the future. You have something about you. Genetically, microchip wise, time travel wise, there's something about you. I don't know what it is. It's not that you're like predicting the future. It's just that like it's good serendipity, good
the
fortune.
That would
follows you.
explain like the whole like my body changes faster thing too if I was from the future. I'm like more evolved.
Well, I don't know about that.
But my genetics are, not my personality.
You're trying to tell me you're more evolved than me.
I think so.
I take offense to that. I'm offended. You are not more evolved than I am.
I think I am. You can't even say the alphabet backwards.
I'm not an alcoholic. That's all that is. That's
I'm
all
not an
that
alcoholic.
is.
I have a good relationship with alcohol. That's what alcoholism is about. It's about your relationship with alcohol. My relationship with alcohol, I'm like two like high school hockey players where you're like, they're a little too close, but they're just friends.
A little weird.
It's like
they take it a little too far, but they're just friends. Shower naked, but yeah, whatever.
It's a friendly relationship, but like they're towards me like they're a little close.
I was gonna say your relation, you and alcohol, is like people who are really religious but just don't want to go to church. Where they're like, it's all about my relationship with God.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
yeah,
need
yeah.
to do. I don't have to go to church. I don't have to do the prayers.
Yeah.
I don't have to do the donations or say the sacraments. I just have a direct relationship
I
with
get
him.
aligned with
That's
the
you
guy.
and alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need all the pomp and circumstance. Just me and alcohol. We got a thing. We have an understanding together. But you're from the future.
I like how you really.
I really am trying to think because it's something. I mean, I am on board. It ties back into aliens, but when I watch Ancient Aliens, and ancient alien theorists believe that certain people throughout history have been touched by aliens one way or another.
Okay,
maybe not, possibly literally, but more metaphorically, like a guy like Da Vinci. They said Leonardo da Vinci had schematics, plans, and notes about things that like people in that era just could not have even comprehended. He had, the helicopter and stuff, but he had like devices and technological advancements that's just like
Da Vinci had a helicopter?
yeah, he like I don't know if he invented it, but he had like, again, like blueprints for like a whirlybird type of thing. Like having a propeller that like work that way. And it's like, these are people who like, they're working on like the wheel, you know what I mean? And things like that where it was just like, we can't even wrap our brains around. Yeah, that was like the first helicopter. And, he did that in what, like the 1400s or some shit? So like, and they believe that this is like aliens, like he's either part alien, like he has DNA, or that he was like abducted or visited, and they like yo, check this out. This is what it's gonna be like one day. And he came back and he started writing shit down. So I believe that kind of cockamamie shit because there are certain periods of history where it's just like this doesn't make sense. There was a word for it that they're like the Renaissance in general. People believe when there are periods of time where humanity just pushed like the fast forward button. Like they just so much art and so much knowledge and information just like in a couple 100-year span, we jumped forward like, 1,000 years. Same thing with like the Industrial Revolution and then the Technological Revolution. And it's always led by these people. And it's like those people are more than just people. Now you are not doing it on that scale. You're the common man's alien.
The aliens are very disappointed in me.
Imagine that. But again, okay, even more to prove the point.
You use this to predict overtime goals, dude?
You just won a grandfather clock in a raffle? You were supposed to fucking cure the pandemic.
Tweets that fucking like Dubois is going to score the game winner, and he does, but like that's all.
What does that do for us? We're sitting up here waiting for like the human race to change, and you're just talking about hockey. But that makes more sense that they would have like these people, like, all right, we'll go get this guy from this country and this guy from over here, this woman, man, black, white. We got to get a good array. And a couple of them are clunkers.
Yeah.
A couple of them are stinkers. And
Yeah,
that's you.
yeah.
You are the greatest.
I'm a lemon.
Yeah, you are a lemon. You are the greatest alien failure.
Yeah, but I'm an alien failure.
Right.
I'm too evolved to be a human. I'm the worst of both worlds. I'm above humanity,
Yeah.
below alien.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've always thought in general, being the best of the worst or the best of the lesser thing is better than being the worst of the best.
Yes.
Like it's almost like when people are like, I don't want to go into that next tax bracket because I get taxed more. And it's like, that's stupid. But like, sometimes it kind of makes sense. I'd rather be like in sports, put it this way, like in sports, you look at like, I'm trying to think like in the NBA, like like Carmelo. Okay. Carmelo Anthony. He gets, and people like me, I do this to him. He gets compared to like LeBron and Steph and Durant because he's that talented. So he's in that top tier. But then he's got assholes like me clowning him because he didn't win championships or he couldn't even get into the playoffs. He couldn't even get out of the lottery. I could go into the whole Carmelo thing. But wouldn't you rather be the guy who's like, yeah, I'm not going to be in the conversation with LeBron, but people only speak glowingly about him because he's a second tier player, but he's awesome. Yeah. And he's actually underpaid. It's a great contract, all that kind of shit. I'd rather be that guy.
No, I want the money. I always want the money.
You want the money, but I'm saying if let's say Carmelo made 130 million, right? That was his contract at the time. What if you were making 90 and everyone always thought of you as underrated, underpaid, the most efficient and like the guy you want on your team rather than LeBron who had all the pressure, all of the Carmelo who had all the pressure and all of the criticism. I think I'd rather take a little bit less money. You're still wildly wealthy and you have nothing but good reviews about you.
I want $40 million more than good reviews.
Do you? I don't think I think like Carmelo Anthony, I think it eats at him. I think that like his legacy.
Yeah, I guess
his legacy.
yeah.
If you worry about legacy and shit, I don't think you're much of a legacy guy. But like Carmelo's legacy will always be like that he was polarizing, that he was controversial. Were you a Melo guy or did you hate Melo? Like, I'd rather just be known as the dude who was like, yeah, you know what, he wasn't like the best, but you want him on your team. Yeah. He was a sharpshooter. He was the guy, like, he was clutch. Like, yeah, he didn't score like 30 a game, but you could always count on him for the last bucket. Shit like that, I would take that in a heartbeat. As long as you're still making money, you know? If it's the difference between rich and poor, I'll take the rich. But if it's like rich and ultra rich, I'll take the good, like, off the court. Vibes. Yeah, good vibes. So, being that, like, you're when you're stuck in that, bad best, worst of the best, or worst of you've been chosen, but you're the worst of them.
But yeah. No, it's not very good. It's not very good.
So you're telling me, would you rather just not be?
So I might be smarter than Christopher Columbus. Actually.
Anyway, bring it back.
No, now that I think about it, yeah, because
I just this. You know what this is? This is the sports argument. When people say, Babe Ruth couldn't play today. If you just took Babe Ruth and transported him, yes, he would strike out on 3 pitches. But if Babe Ruth was born in this era and he grew up with the training and the supplements and the packet, the watching film and all that shit,
right, he
would be like Barry Bonds. So that's kind of like you. Like you.
How so?
You are. I had it in a second. I just lost it. Oh no. That's Christopher Columbus.
Yes. Okay.
So Christopher Columbus' brain is sharper than yours. He just like only had access to certain things to understand. You know what I mean?
Right. But like if he came here, I'd whip his ass up and down the street and just knowing things. I know so many more things than he knew.
But if you took like an intelligence test,
I think I'd beat him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think you would.
I think I would.
I don't think you would.
I think my intelligence is exceptionally high. I think my
so humble.
Yeah, I think I'm very smart. I just like didn't like school. I've never taken an IQ test. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might not do so hot. But
I don't think you would do hot at all.
Because there's a lot of
very
math
like abstract. Yeah, a lot of that.
No, fuck a math, man.
But even just like the puzzles are tough. It's like they do weird puzzles. I think where it's like put these in order and they're just pictures and it's like I don't fucking know. I think it's very abstract thinking.
I'd still beat his ass. I've completely come around on this. I forgot I was from the future. So like yes, being from the future, of course I'm smarter than Christopher Columbus.
So do you think then you're smarter than like Alexander Hamilton, the founding fathers, like all that shit? The guys who like built this government and were
I think
defeated,
they had
like strategy to win a revolution.
I think they had more passion to learn about things.
Definitely have more passion than you.
But
pretty much anybody who's ever lived has more passion than you.
If I put my brain to it, yes, I would have been better.
Boy, you are high on yourself today.
I am. Both Bruins just won.
So who? Yeah, that's really all it comes down to. Who are you not smarter than? Who from like history back in the day? That the founding fathers in them are like the 1700s. Fucking Columbus is 1400s. Like who are you?
Probably no one. Now that
you're smarter than everybody.
If I wanted to be,
are you smarter?
Like
than...
if I wanted to put my brain because that's really like what it's always been with me is like if I want to do it, I can do it. It's just like I don't really want to do it. Like that's how school was. Like I could if I want to fucking try and write this paper.
How about you like?
I'll write the fuck out of this.
Try to be the funniest podcaster in the world.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, you really are. We really are. We're not the best, but we're in the top percentile, no doubt.
I would say we are a top 1% listened to podcast in the world.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Pretty up there.
How about you decide to be the top number one app salesman in the world? That would be really...
Hashtag happy birthday, Johnny Boy. August 14th is my birthday. Get the app for my birthday.
Honestly, it's not the worst marketing campaign I've ever heard of. I think that's gonna be a popular hashtag because everyone's an idiot. For the record, I don't think I'm smarter than any of these people. I think all these people were like, for their time.
Well, because you're not from the future, you weren't touched by an alien. So like, we're just talking about my brethren. Like these are just my people.
But think about this: going to the future. Like, are we gonna say this about
me,
Bill Gates?
Yeah, people will be asking about that about me.
Like the technology will change, society will change. Could you imagine that one day people are playing this app 100 years from now? Like John Feidelberg,
smarter than John Feidelberg. I don't know. That kid said if he wanted to, he could. He just didn't want to do things.
That's the greatest cop out in the world, by the way. It's like, no, I'm fucking brilliant, okay? I just don't want to.
That was my mom gave me that one.
Oh yeah, I've done that before many times.
It was she like had like a meeting with my advisors in like high school, and they were like, "John's not doing so hot." She's like, look, you just need to make him do it. He's good at it. Just make him do
Yeah.
it. And they're kind of like, well, you're his mom. Like,
Your job.
you're the teacher I pay, though, so you fucking deal with it.
Yeah, I'm big time on that, by the way. Like, this is what you are here for, bitch. Clean it up. But, like, if, you know, they're going to say this about, like, Elon Musk will get it, and he's a fucking fraud, so I'm fine with that. But are you going to tell me that a few hundred years from now, when technology changes and shit, that, like, the Bill Gates of the world and the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world are not smart? That the average Joe is going to be smarter than those guys?
No, they're smart because that's all the tech stuff. The tech stuff I'll bow out on because like the coding and shit like that.
But that like he was doing that for his time. You know, it's all just relative.
Right.
Columbus was. I'm saying.
But I just get it now. I get like
Next fucking question.
yeah.
Next goddamn question. Which category do you want?
Sex.
Sex it is. The cartoon Sam drew is just a little finger in the hole. It's the universal sign for sex. Start playing. 50 questions about fucking. Let me scroll through. I'm gonna put this one out there. You can think about while we do a real question. Marry, fuck, kill. Rosie O'Donnell, Mother Teresa, Gandhi. I don't know why the fuck those three were ever paired together. Let's see.
Marry Rosie O'Donnell, fuck Gandhi, kill Mother Teresa. I've already seen her autopsy, so
She's already dead. I've already seen her dead body, so just kill her.
I could just saw that.
I mean, you can't. You said you're gonna fuck Gandhi.
Yeah, it means be funny.
You can't fuck Gandhi.
Why not?
You'd be like fucking Josh. You'd be like fucking Ethiopian Josh. You can't do. You cannot fuck. Do you know? Do you want to know why you can't? Because you would break Gandhi's back. You would blow Gandhi's back out.
What if I fucking you see me clapping Gandhi's cheeks?
No, that's the thing. He doesn't have cheeks. He'd be like fucking this piece of wood. He doesn't have cheeks to clap. It would be bone.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Gandhi from the back would be like just bones hitting your
I
fucking.
like it when my
pelvis.
girl fucking watches what she eats.
Oh my god! Yeah, love your civil disobedience. Girl, Gandhi, you've been on a hunger strike, bro. Oh yeah, I can tell. Oh my god, fucking Gandhi is not an option.
Yo.
Raw dog and Gandhi in the ass is not an option.
I fucking have Gandhi up in the club with his fucking dress up, just fucking.
I'll fuck Gandhi in the factory like Eminem and Brittany Murphy in 8 Mile, just that quick. I have Gandhi licking his hand, making it wet. In and out, just like an 8 seconds of sex with Gandhi.
Oh man!
Achieve nirvana with that little skinny fucker.
Oh,
we're gonna get canceled. I would. So I'm
Gandhi.
gonna kill Gandhi because I just can't fuck an old Indian man who was like all about
4 feet
peace.
tall.
Yeah, I can't.
I like my girls little.
I will. I'll marry Rosie just because of the money. She's the only one who's rich in the bunch. She could be my sugar mama.
Yeah, everyone else is just nice. Fuck that.
And Mother Teresa, not very nice.
Mother Teresa's not nice.
No,
Why?
that's like the dirty little secret about her. She was kind of a cunt.
Really?
Yeah, Mother Teresa's a big bitch, I think.
Well, now I'm glad I've seen her autopsy.
Yeah, it's either that or like I'm gonna say Mother Teresa bad person. That's what my Google search is gonna be. I'm pretty sure there's like some dark shit about her. Criticism Mother Teresa. She's a fanatic, a fundamentalist, a fraud. Mother Teresa was no saint.
Like how you said that like a newspaper salesman.
Yeah.
She's a fanatic.
Yeah.
A fraud.
Get your papers here. But yeah, apparently, I think think about it. I think she was like a fucking asshole, like religious fanatic. You know, like believe in Jesus or you're trash. Like you deserve to die. I'm not gonna open up any of these. This one seems like a bit of a quick headline here. Mother Teresa wasn't a saintly person. She was a shrewd operator with unpalatable views who knew how to build up a brand. She was just like, so actually that kind of, maybe I do want to fuck her. You know, maybe now I'm fucking her and be like,
What's
yo,
young Mother Teresa look like?
That's a great question. That's a girl, that's a woman, much like we talked about recently in the news, we talked about Regis Philbin, we talked about Wilford Brimley. Wilford Brimley was 85 in 1985. Like he's looked,
Yeah.
Mother Teresa's been old since Jump Street. Imagine if Mother Teresa was like a weapon back in the day. Young. We got pictures, Nick?
Yeah, hold on, this disconnected.
She kind of looks like a boy. She looks like a boy from the Brady Bunch.
Is that like the one picture of her young?
Yeah, he has them up there. Oh, look at that one that's your mouse is right above it right now.
Second one? Yeah.
No, but that one's weird. What the fuck is that?
Oh.
She looks like a ghoul there.
Yeah, she doesn't look great.
What is that? She doesn't even look like a human.
Why are they so rare? Like the rare pictures of young Mother Teresa.
This
Was
makes
she a
her look
fucking
like
vampire? No, she could get it there. Oh, it's real or fake? People don't know. But that lady,
she could get it. She
Yeah.
got a little bit of like a poor man's Audrey Hepburn look. Little breakfast at Tiffany's action.
The poor man's Audrey Hepburn is a fucking rocket launcher.
Well, a homeless man's version of it. But yeah, isn't that funny? To just think that like she, when we see like you know who she is? She's
you
like
actually maybe you fuck Mother Teresa because
you going to heaven?
no, I just mean I don't know, get that holy water in you.
That whap. She's got that wet ass pussy with the holy water. The power of Christ compels you as I'm throwing back shots like a fucking exorcism. Like Siberia.
I'm just writing in my head right now a Mother Teresa porno.
Yeah. Oh,
Squirting into a chalice.
Yeah. When Cytherea comes and she almost has the exorcism.
yeah.
And imagine that's holy water and it's blasting out and like the priests and the altar boys are filling up their fucking cups with it. Anytime you're getting hit with holy water, it's just Mother Teresa's cum.
She's coming. She's like it's like a reverse exorcist. Where it's like you are so nice. God bless you.
But apparently not. Apparently she's a bitch. She's like, give me that fucking money. She probably hated like the Jews and the Hindus and like anybody who didn't believe in Catholicism. So I think Mother Teresa is the Tommy Lahren of like back in the day. I think she just built a brand. She knew what was up. She knew what played. Highly Catholic. Do-gooder is what's like hot in the streets right now. Bam, I'm a saint. I'll fuck that girl. Gandhi's dead. I'm marrying Rosie. So this is the best advertisement ever for this app. This is what it's all about. I just called Mother Teresa a cunt, and we just wrote a Mother Teresa porno from this app. It's amazing.
I was picturing a Bella as Mother Teresa. If that makes sense.
It doesn't, but I'm down with it. That doesn't make sense at all.
No, it makes sense at all.
Bella's got that fat ass.
Yeah.
Mother Teresa did not.
Well, I wasn't really casting as far as looks go.
Let's go over to dating and relationships, huh? How's that sound? We'll do a couple here. This one's a quick one. What's the first thing you notice on the member of the opposite sex?
Smile.
Her ass.
Well, no eyes. No smile. Smile and eyes.
Honestly, it depends on like how and where I see her.
The answer is just face in general.
Okay, if I'm looking at her face, you're saying
Like the first thing I notice is a face.
yeah,
for sure.
Unless she's like turned around.
Well, then yes.
Yeah, then it's her ass. But yeah, I think, but within the face, I think actually the first thing I'm looking at is the mouth, because if you got a gnarly mouth, you got like fucked up teeth, you're out.
Yeah.
I guess also, if you have a bad nose, that's the first thing I'm seeing.
Okay,
If you've got a beak on you,
seems-
someone's got to bring you back down to earth. You're way too high right now. But like, if you have a normal nose, I'm not like looking at it. But if you got a honker, then I'm looking at your beak. But I got to make sure you don't have terrible teeth. If you have like beautiful light eyes, cool. But if you have brown eyes, it's like that's not like a deal breaker. If you have like baked bean teeth, you're gone.
Yeah, that's just good advice for anyone in the 21st century.
Yeah.
But I'm a big eyes guy. Yeah, smile is the most
but you know
important.
what I mean? Eyes to me it can only benefit. I've never seen a pair of eyes that I'm like, I'm out. Your eyes are disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like you can have normal eyes or you can have beautiful eyes. Mm-hmm. You can have a great smile, but you can have a terrible smile. Your eyes are never going to be a deal breaker, only a deal maker.
I like that.
Yeah. As far as the body we're talking, I can't believe I saw a meme the other day of Tobias where it said, there are dozens of us.
Yeah.
And somebody was talking about like all the boob guys of the world getting together now. That's just, I think we've just evolved beyond
I've come
boobs.
around on it.
I know
I've talked about that. I go like
you're back on bush and you're back on nipples and tits.
I flip around on the boob to butt thing all the time. But I've been just like, and by like I'm in on boobs, like what I mean is like, it's part of the porno search. Where it's like,
really?
I'm looking for, I'm not putting boobs in the fucking search bar because I'm not a child.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for, I'm putting the names of big titted
girls that
women.
Yeah. I saw some girl the other day operating with a pair that you could tell she knew like this is part of my repertoire. Like I'm going to use this,
Yeah, I've seen her use them. Great.
Yeah, but she had there was some good old titty fucking going on.
Yeah, I
right?
love a good tit fuck.
And she.
I like when they're just stupid big and it's like she's sitting in a chair across the room and it's still
Yes, I was gonna say when you're sitting and you wrap them up and you just kind of bounce them. But what she did, she had on a bikini and she put the guy's dick underneath like the strap, so it was kind of locked in.
Yeah.
I was like, this chick knows what the fuck
There's
she's
a dick
doing.
seatbelt. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. It was like strap in, the roller coaster's about to go. But to me, it's still like so if you see like. We mentioned it last podcast. You see like one of these British girls who's just like ass is as flat as a board and like huge tits. You're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, to me, that's no.
No.
If you have like a bad ass, no.
Oh. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't love it, but no, that's okay. I'm fine with it.
I mean, by the way, in real life, I'm saying like with your porn. Like if I click on something and I see like she's got no ass, I'm like I'm on to the next.
I don't really notice ass in porn. I don't think, which is that's not true. But like if
So you're just not an ass guy.
once you're fucking,
You're
I don't,
fraudulent.
Once you're fucking, I don't really. Well, no, this is completely wrong. I don't
So
know why.
wrong. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
You don't. Nothing that you're saying is true right
No,
now.
no. I was trying to think like, I'm just picturing naked women right now, and it's pretty good.
Nice.
And yeah, I guess it does.
like a girl in porn with like no ass, where like Gandhi, like where you when you're watching it, you can like see like her butt bone. No. Or you can see the tailbone.
Yeah.
Sticking out like right above her asshole.
Yeah.
It's like a
bizarre.
roof for her asshole.
Sometimes
No.
I'll get down with that though, with just like the really tiny girls.
like little spinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be comical. It's got to be so bad it's a thing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like
So, what I'm saying is like
Cake.
I'm knocking on the door, little person porn.
no, but see, little people are a little bit thick with it. You're knocking on the door of like barely legal porn, bro.
Oh, come on. Don't
Listen,
put that evil on me.
I'm just saying.
Put that evil on me.
How funny has the
No, and I'm so far away from that. I can't even watch Pigtails because that's too
Yeah.
too
you know what
like
I never really
childish or like attempted to make
I didn't
childish.
see it until like recently. Like when you see a girl dressed up like that for porn, what they're doing is like appealing to like the pedo creeps out there, you know?
yeah.
Where it's like maybe you're not a full blown pedophile, but you've got creepy tendencies, and we're gonna put them in like high socks and colorful. You know, it's like
Yeah, they infantilize them. It's very weird.
Right,
I
that's the
don't.
word
I
for
do
it.
not like.
No,
I do
no,
not
thank
care
you.
for that stuff.
How funny has the reaction?
I like
of-
adults who are short.
Yeah, there you go. How funny has the reaction to WAP been? The Ben Shapiro and those Congress people, the guy who said I accidentally heard it.
Oh God.
There was this girl, some congresswoman who said, she was like, why don't you learn how to like cook or clean? And maybe you could hold down a man then. Which I'm like, is that like the message?
Yeah.
You know, like that's not good either. And then she brought this guy on who's like, he's either like this Italian or a Jewish guy who like joined the Zoom and was like, Deanna, you are so right. And by the way, just for the record, Cardi B has a husband whose name is Offset, and he cheats on her like a dog. Like a dog, Deanna. And I was just howling watching these people who are just so worked up because there were women talking about their pussies.
Dude, like,
Granted, it's aggressive. I was like, I'm blushing.
oh, I
But
was
I'm
hard,
Not like,
yeah.
I'm like, I want to jerk off to this. But like I made the video about Ben Shapiro, and the Ben Shapiro, I did not know I don't know much about that guy. He had like an army come after me, and a lot of people being like, he's right, and
he's right. What is it? What was his message?
I don't know what his message really was, other than like, just like that it's vulgar and offensive, and that he was like feminist. This is what you wanted. Like this is your movement, and it was kind of
why did they get roped into that?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
that was my
like-
message. Was like, why is this about? The other girl was talking about like white supremacy and
You talking about just two girls talking about their fucking nice pussy?
yes,
Who gives a
she
shit?
was like, Oprah Winfrey blames white people for all of minorities' problems. Meanwhile, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are the ones talking about this, and I was like,
What does that have to do? What?
exactly.
There's no connection there whatsoever.
Polar opposites, not connecting. And Ben Shapiro was saying like, this is what the feminist movement was for. Which I mean, you know, listen. That's the biggest song of the summer, and Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, especially Cardi B, is like worth like tens of millions of dollars. So like, Whatever your metric might be, they're doing in it. I mean, rap used to be all men, and so now like these girls are dominating. I don't know. It seems pretty like empowering to me. But my thing, whether I was clowning Shapiro, and a lot of people were because he said the thing about his doctor wife saying
He always says his doctor wife.
right. My doctor wife said that it's they have a yeast infection or a disease. I know that Ben Shapiro's smart enough to know that they don't have a medical problem. But what I do know is if you listen to that and your first reaction is like, oh my God, like this is too vulgar. Like that to me is what's funny. It's like I heard that and I was like, damn, these bitches love their pussies and they fuck and like this is kind of cool and kind of like, oh, my dick's hard. If your reaction, whether or not you really believe in like it's against feminism or it's a medical problem.
How is it against feminism?
I don't even believe they believe that. But it's like if your reaction is not just like, oh shit, then I think you're lame.
Dude,
that's really what it comes down to.
I think anyone who cares about it, like, I'm so disappointed in my generation that there's even one single person that was
feels this way.
upset about it.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we grew up on a Kinule. That was my fucking shit.
Akinelli.
Akinelli, whatever. I've never learned how to pronounce it. All I know is put it in my mouth. My motherfucking mouth.
Akinelli, by the
or
way,
you can just steam me out.
Those two were on the ass eating train early.
Is that what's the ass? You can look it, you can suck it, you can taste it.
Talking every drop,
don't you waste this. Finger looking
Oh,
good, and I
have
wish
you
it would
sprung
go.
when the tongue's in the crack of my ass. Yeah. It's like that was like 91. So they were
I
well ahead
forgot
of the
about
curve.
that.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to just sit there like that. Like I talked about it on Friday Night Pints a little bit, but like when I was coming up in the fucking dick game, when I was getting fucking bone pieces outside of the
I'm coming up on Matty Trump.
Boston boy. Also, guess what? Sammy Adams' birthday, August 14th. Hashtag happy birthday, Johnny Boy. Get the ATI app. So is Tim Tebow. Hashtag happy birthday, Johnny Boy, though.
That's right.
Magic Johnson, Mila Kunis. We got a
You got a birthday
squad.
crew.
Yeah.
You got a wrecking crew there.
but
But when you were
the,
coming up, what happened?
When I was coming up and fucking learning how to play with my dick and shit, the fucking, we only have one family computer. So you couldn't, we were on the cusp of it. We were on like, we grew up with internet porn, but we also had hard dicks before it.
Right.
And the, you couldn't always sneak down, so you had to find out other ways to get off. And I don't think my mom had Victoria's Secret, whatever. There weren't many those magazines laying around. So I would lay in my bed and listen to How Many Licks. And I would just, I had a Discman with, I had the electronic skip protection, which was good because it was.
Yeah, you were skipping.
Yeah, I was putting that ESP to the test.
What does that ESP stand for, by the way?
Electronic skip protection. I just said that.
Yeah, I mean that's
And I could do it. I would do it with a Kinulate too.
And the whole point, though, like you said, is like we came up on that, and we have now like we should all be okay with pussies and dicks and fucking and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like nobody in this era should be. You don't have to like it. To be honest, I don't really like WAP. Like
I like it.
I
like what it makes me feel.
Yes, like I think it's a great like party song. I think it's like there's a lot about it that is like enjoyable, but I don't think it's like a good rap song. I don't think it's something that I'm gonna like just like listen to on my commute or anything like that. But that's besides the point. You don't have to like it, but you can't be like upset by it.
Oh,
How many licks? Featuring Cisco too.
Yeah.
Lil' Kim probably took Cisco and put him in her pussy. Balled him up and put her in her pussy. And he just ran around in there like a gerbil in Richard Gere's ass.
Faces. Oh, hell, I even fuck with different races. Dude, his name was John.
White dude's name was John. You were definitely thinking about yourself. Wow.
Come in his mouth. Fuck, that's what I like about him. Night to the morning. Told him we was boning.
Puerto Rican Poppy.
Called King Kong. He had a big ass dick in a hurricane song. The center of that. Just
I love
fucking
it.
12-year-old Johnny. Just fucking. She had a song on that album called "Blow Me."
I remember there was a lyric she had. I think it was that Ladies Night song, not Tonight, but the original, not the remix. And she said, again, she was listening like guys. She's like, she had his name, and she said that he made me bust twice. He was nice, kept my neck cool with ice. And I was like picturing that he needed to like tend to her after he made her come. I was like, what happens? Do you need like medical assistance after you come? What's going on here? And we learned, and now we're old enough and mature enough that we can listen to Cardi B talk about getting a dangly thing hit by a dick, and that it's all good. Ben Shapiro, lighten up, bro. All right, so we'll do a couple more here, and we'll get into our voicemails. That was the dating. We did dating and relationships. Yeah, that was the what. But again, see, that's the point. Is like that question was we started about talking about smiles, and we ended up talking about we ended up singing How Many Licks. That's the beauty of this game.
Wait, she was talking about diamonds on her neck, right? Not actual ice.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Kept my neck cool. He was nice, but the way, maybe.
That's 100% what happened, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
as a 12-year-old, see, that's what's so funny. I'm still thinking like that little kid at the time, like still not even putting it all together, being like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how Lil Kim fucks at all. We'll do TV, movies, and video games. What's the number one fictional sporting event you would want to attend?
Oh man, this is a good one.
Now the picture here has Harry Potter playing Quidditch.
Yeah, I mean Quidditch matches definitely.
It has some sort of car with a gun on it, and some sort of, I think that's like the Tron motorcycle. There was like a big race.
Yeah, I don't know what Tron is. And then I think the other one's Mad Max, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's Death Race.
Oh, Death Race.
I don't even know that one.
That's is that Jason Statham? No, that's Vin Diesel, Jason
I
Statham?
think Statham was in one of them.
Number one fictional sporting event you would want to attend. I mean, like, if you saw the Knuckle Puck live, it would be fucking electric. Like, it doesn't have to be a made-up sport like Quidditch. You know, it could just be like...
Yeah, the Junior Goodwill Games, which I'm still not sure if they're real or not.
Is that what the Ducks are playing in?
Yeah.
Junior Goodwill Games? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that. So you can just pick, like, a big-time, I would love to be there in Rookie of the Year when he floated it and struck him out. Like, that would be insane.
I'd like to be at the Penguins game from Sudden Death. Jean-Claude Van Damme was trying to get him stopped.
I know the answer. I know the answer.
Oh, Bloodsport?
No, that's great too, though. The Last Boy Scout, when the guy pulls out the gun and just shoots him.
I've never seen it.
You're gonna watch this right fucking now. It's this scene, I believe, is a guy who's like stuck in gambling.
Oh, Mortal Kombat. Let's see Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that's a great one. Watch fucking who's the guy with all the arms, like the monster guy?
He's Street Fighter, isn't he? Or is he
No, he's
the long arms is Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's Dalsim.
Dalsim, yeah.
Yoga Flame. No, the guy in Mortal Kombat has like 6 arms. But the Last Boy Scout is a very underrated movie, and this is the scene.
What the fuck? Oh, wow.
Imagine if you were in the stands for that.
Wow.
Imagine if you were in the stands for that.
Holy
That's
shit.
the one. That is the one, though, right? I mean, let me get the exact the synopsis of that. I don't even know why. Yeah, an ex-quarterback with a gambling problem. They go after her killers. Yeah, it's just like there's plots with federal legislators to legalize gambling. So there's like blackmail and all sorts of shit.
That's insane.
Love it.
Quidditch is also a great one. Like, I'd love to see
Quidditch would-
match.
yeah, I mean,
I
Quidditch would
I
be-
say Mortal Kombat. I don't even really know if I want to go see Mortal Kombat. Like, I don't want to see people die violently.
No, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see people just like blowing their brains out on the football field, but I kind of do. Or the pit, like the pit in Mortal Kombat. If you watch someone just get like uppercut and they fall through the spikes, if you're gonna go see violence, like you might as well go big or go home.
Yeah.
The last category, we had so many good philosophical questions that we did a second set of philosophy questions. So we'll just do one more here. What are some of the basic life skills that someone needs to have for you to respect them?
Oh, God. You got to be able to see in the future.
Like I mean, some people would probably say basic grasp of mathematics, and they would not respect you at all, John. There would be no respect for you.
I don't believe I deserve respect, so that's okay.
That was so genuine. You really don't believe you deserve respect as a man.
No.
It's incredible.
No, I don't. I
It
don't.
is really incredible. And you know what? I don't think you do either. I think you're right. I think you're fucking right.
That's why I don't respect you. Like Dame Lillard last night was like, put some fucking respect on me. No, don't have to deal with me. No, that's
No, just hashtag happy birthday, Johnny Boy. That's
August
it.
14th. Don't have to respect me. Just download the app, ATI, rate it 5 stars, make a nice comment, tweet, hashtag happy birthday, Johnny Boy. But anyway, I don't know, man. Because I lack so many skills. Like I was gonna say, like you need to be able to open a beer, but I can't do that.
I think a basic grasp. Yeah, you really can't. I don't even think it's necessarily a skill, but like what do you think? It was gonna get colder?
What?
I feel like you kept checking if they were
No,
cold.
I was checking one time. Now I'm gonna have one.
I brought those in here right before. They should be.
I think a basic grasp of like history, kind of not like I don't need you to know like you're just squeezing the glass.
I'm not even touching the glass.
You have to be.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Do it with like just your fingers. Cause you're a strong dude. It's just physically like I'm gonna show you how easily I do it. It's like with just
Get out of town. There's no way it's that easy. Now I can't because I'm laughing. But my
I thought we
fingies
solved
hurt.
this problem.
Me too.
I thought we did.
I only get like one shot at it too because then my fingies start to hurt.
My fingies. My poor little fingies.
No.
Drink this one, you fucking moron. Like I had a girl once ask me, kind of just confirmed, but she didn't really know what year 9/11 was. She was like, it was 2001? And I was like, you're right, but boy, that should be on deck. That should be like in the holster ready to go. And I definitely lost a little bit of respect for her.
Yeah, I don't know what it has to be, what you have to have, what you have to know how to do, but I'll just know when it's gone.
Yeah, when I don't respect you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like Rocket once had somebody. I think it was the same thing. I think it was like she thought like 9/11 was an inside job or something like that, and was like really like disrespectful about it. And he was like, he like called her out, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And like he's like, that was it. Like we never like talked again after that. So I think that's kind of.
I
like,
drive.
I don't think you need to know math.
You know
Listen,
drive. You know how to drive.
Hot girls don't do math. So if you're gonna, you
That's
can't
why I
have
don't
math
do
on
it.
your system. Yeah, pretty people they don't do math. Spelling I'm not good at, so like I'm not gonna hold you to that standard.
Spelling I'm good at.
Science is very like difficult. I'm not. If you don't know like chemistry, I'm not gonna judge you. So I think it's more just about like general knowledge that you've got to know like a little bit what's going on.
Here's the deal. Here's my 3. You need to know how to drive.
Mm-hmm.
You need to not need to hold your nose when you jump in the water. And you need to
Be able to deep throat.
and 3, you need to have the ATI app on your phone.
And tweet hashtag happy birthday, Johnny Boy. So listen, I mean, if that was not the best display of fucking gameplay. Now imagine you're at the bar with a whole crew of people. You got a few Miller Lights that you're able to open up, and you're enjoying yourself. Think about how much more fun that game can even be. As good as that was there, think about how much better it can be. So go download the ATI app, open up your Miller Lights, and enjoy them. Miller Lite is the number one great taste, less filling
Have
beer.
your friend open your Miller Lights for you. It's the better way to do it.
As you play ATI, open up your beer. And you can even turn ATI into a little bit of a drinking game if you want. Every time it's your turn to deliver the question, you have to take a sip. Anytime you have the best answer, you get to give out 5 sips. Whoever has the worst answer has to drink, whatever it may be. As long as you're enjoying responsibly, you can work Miller Lite into your gameplay and turn the ATI experience into more than just an app. It can become an entire social event courtesy of Miller Lite. And the best part about Miller Lite, per 12 ounces, only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. It's brewed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so you know that it's the real deal Holyfield. It's quality, uncompromised, and unchanging. You know who said that? Freddie Miller.
Freddie Miller.
In the year 1855.
Wow.
Think you're smarter than him?
Yeah.
Really? Because I think Fred Miller, who fucking invented
Fred Miller?
Miller Lite, the smartest goddamn man in the world.
Fred Miller's got one quote. I have like thousands.
Yeah. Hey, how about just like great taste, less filling? There's a fucking quote for you that brought to you by Freddie Miller.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How about the fact that he's got Miller Lite? There's no Feidelberg Light.
No, you got me there.
I would probably drink a beer called Feidelberg though,
Yeah?
like a German Pilsner or some shit, you know. But
Happy Wesson?
that's only after I run out of my my Miller Lite. So go get yourself some Miller Lite. You can get it delivered right now via Drizzly, or you can get it at the bar as you're social distancing and sitting outside. Miller Lite, #1 beer in the game. While you play ATI, which I hope will be the #1 app in the game, make it happen. Download the ATI app, rating, review, hashtag happy birthday Johnny Boy, and all while you're drinking your Miller Lite. So download the ATI app and head over to MillerLite.com/KFC and get yourself some Miller Lite. You can order some now today. That's MillerLite.com/KFC. Now, ordinarily, you just go get beer at the liquor store or you're ordering it off an app. But in order to do us a solid and let Miller Lite know that all of our readers and listeners and fans are Miller Lite people, go to the website, check it off so that they can track it and let them know that we are Miller Lite people. So go to MillerLite.com/KFC. All right, so let's get into Am I the Asshole? It's Am I the Asshole Thursday. We'll do a couple of them before our voicemails and interviews. Let's get right into it. This one I sent to the group. I sent to our group chat, and I said, this is the one. This is the one. And I believe John just wrote back, holy shit. Am I the asshole for asking my dad to retire the punishment clown? I'm the oldest 20-year-old female of 3. She has a 14-year-old brother and a 9-year-old sister. He no longer does it to me or my little brother. However, he does do it to my little sister. He did do it to both of us when we were younger. Basically, when we fucked up, instead of taking our phone away or beating this girl, a lot of misspelling. She said our phone, A-R-E, and then a lot of misspellings. This is dark. Basically, whenever we fucked up, instead of taking our phone away or beating us, my dad would call the punishment clown. Some dude as a clown would show up and scream at us and threaten to take us away with him. It worked for the most part. This time, I think he went a little bit too far. My sister went on some forbidden websites. So my dad called the punishment clown. But when the punishment clown showed up, my little sister decided that she wasn't scared of him. So the punishment clown left and then came back with 4 more. One of them was my dad, obviously, in a mask, and then began pulling her around with these big tongue things. I didn't read
that part either.
They eventually left, but my sister is traumatized. I asked my dad to cut it out, but he got all pissy with me. So am I the asshole? The punishment clown. This has got to be one of the written fake ones, right?
Oh, I don't.
If you read all the misspellings, like she said, my sister went on some forbidden websites, not went. Our phone instead of our phone, like a lot of like dumb misspellings. I think that it's just like this is like dumb and dramatic.
This is a traumatized child who
right?
couldn't pay attention in school because she was too busy fantasizing about being stolen by clowns. Because she messed up. Went on the wrong website one time. Like, what's a forbidden website?
It's got to just be porn or some shit, right?
There's a 9-year-old's daughter. Like, your 9-year-old sister isn't watching porn. I don't think I was watching porn at 9.
I mean, if she
and I'm a
is,
deviant.
maybe you should just get the fucking clown out. Shit. This is like Gene Palmer. No, this is Walter J. Weatherman from. And that's why you don't teach lessons. I mean, a punishment clown is as it's a clown. It's like a thing. It's like we know this just terrifies people.
I never understood that.
You're not afraid of clowns?
I'm not afraid of clowns. I've never been afraid of clowns. I don't love clowns.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't know why I put my headphones on. I am not like, Pennywise is scary
I've never even seen any of that. I've never seen it. Never read it. Never
Yeah,
watched
that's
it.
why you're not afraid of them. Maybe you never saw any of the scary stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess, but like I mean,
But if
that's
I see like a regular clown,
that's not why people are afraid of clowns, though. Like that plays off people's fear of clowns.
right.
That's not
I
what.
bet it's a little bit. I mean, that was a big enough cultural thing that I bet you would definitely.
Yeah, but like the reason he made evil clowns because people were already scared.
But then I
clowns.
bet you, like, when people think of it now, they think of like Pennywise and they think of
Yeah.
it. But I don't quite get that. If I see like when you see a clown that's like got like a fucked up face with like blood and they make it scary, yeah, it's scary. All that shit can be dressed up to become terrifying. But when I see a regular old wholesome clown, I don't get scared. I don't get like.
No, couldn't.
I
as a
actually-
child,
that's one of those things I
that's
think-
something to brag about as an adult.
No,
but even
that's
as a
what
child, I was like, yeah.
I think you're a joke. We go back to the first question, like, what's one thing that you need to respect me for me to respect you? Don't be afraid of clowns as an adult, you fucking asshole. Like, it's not. There's nothing about it that's actually scary.
Were you
other
ever-
than your own fucking head?
Did you like? I wasn't punished as a child. Were you?
No, I for better or worse, I don't know.
Right.
There was like, one time I
I
got,
definitely didn't have weird punishments, but I just didn't have punishments.
No, never.
I never got grounded.
I got
never-
grounded one time. I got caught egging a house for a mischief night and Halloween, and my mom grounded me. She didn't fuck around with that shit. She really hated like you're just being an asshole, like vandalizing people's shit.
Right.
Like if you get caught drinking or whatever, that's like whatever. You're a dick. This was like you're being a jerk to like regular innocent people who don't deserve it. She was pissed about that one, and rightfully so. That was like but even that was like a night, and then she was just like, "Don't be a dickhead again."
Right.
I was a big time like. The disappointment motivated me more than anything.
Oh, I didn't give a shit about that.
Really? No,
Oh.
that's.
I mean, I didn't get it a lot because I think they knew I didn't care. But like, I never had someone say, "I'm not mad. I'm disappointed."
No, but I don't
But-
think I ever had that like cliche. But I do remember just being like, I don't want to let people down.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck people.
I let aliens down. You think I don't fucking care about people?
I spit right in the alien's face with this gift they gave me.
Yeah, it is like this is insane, but she did say it works. So maybe you are the asshole for asking to stop. She's like, it works.
Tell your sister to
Like,
stop going
again,
on forbidden websites.
You're an uneducated 20-year-old who lives at
Yeah.
home, so I don't know how well it worked. If we want to trace back these steps, well, 20-year-olds
No,
live at
you're
home.
fine. Yeah, you're
20-year-olds
live
live at home.
20,
Yeah,
yeah.
never mind. That's
The
stupid.
idea of getting for your clown buddies and coming back is very funny. Like,
Like,
didn't work.
that's
call
it.
up like Brutus. Call up all the fucking gang.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hard on this clown shit now.
Get fucking Wacky Wally.
Yeah.
Get Typhoid Timmy. Get fucking well,
going to town.
Let's get the car, boys. Let's pile on in. Get some fucking bats and some squirty roses. We're going to bully the fuck out of this child because she accidentally went on Facebook. What? How deranged do you have to
And
be?
I still don't get what the tongs are. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
like
the
passed
fuck
her around
that
with
is.
big tongs. Like, what, you
grabbing her.
pretending to put her in a boiling cauldron?
Probably.
Fucking
Probably that's what these guys are doing. Yeah. I think that this is anytime if you're doing like cosplay to punish your child, you've gone a little too far.
Yeah, if you're in the mirror, I guess her father's put on a mask. He said, but like you're calling a guy who's like, all right, time to go yell at children, and he fucking gets in a mirror, paints his face white, puts a like if you are.
Like put the nose on. You got the big floppy shoes on. You come out of the bedroom like flopping around like time to go discipline my children.
Yeah, like Miranda is in trouble today. I am feeling it. I got a lot of thoughts I got to get out. I've been
Yeah.
angry at my wife for a few years now.
I'm in the clown zone.
About time I take that out on a child.
I mean there is
That
an element of
fucking
what you
kid
said though.
stepped
It
out of
worked.
line.
It worked. And I can imagine I get a little frustrated. Like I'm starting to get to the point where my kids are a little bit more defiant, but little things. And I'm just like, that's pissing me off. Like, fuck, you're just not listening. What the fuck? So I can imagine by the time someone's 20 and you got 3 kids and now you're, there's a little bit of an age gap too. So like you've done your
Yeah,
work.
it was a weird ages. A 20, 14, and 9?
Yeah.
6 then 5 years off?
That's literally like exactly my family.
Really?
We have 4. My brother's 11 years older than my sister. I'm in the middle. I'm 7 years older than my sister and 4 years younger than my brother. So almost pretty much exactly.
We're 2, 4, 2.
Yeah, that's
And we're supposed to have 2 more.
Yo, your family's huge. I can't imagine 2 more of you
Their-
motherfuckers.
Their plan was to have 6 when my dad got cancer.
That's
but,
what a fucking pussy.
yeah.
I mean, John, when you have 6, that means you have a litter. You didn't have kids. You were breeding.
They're both from my mom's from one of
Yeah.
7. My dad's
But
one of 6.
that's like, they were fucking, grandma and grandpa were like on the farm where it was like, we need to have 8 because 2 are going to die. And then we need 6 to move the bales of hay and milk the cows. And then, the next generation is obviously not doing that as much, but they're just kind of, they're used to it. And then by the modern day where it's just straight dollars and cents, the fuck are your parents going to afford 6? I'm done 2? Done. I have no more money. No more
I
money.
have no more money. I'm just out
I
of
can't
money.
imagine having triple that. If I had 6 kids, you sick fucks, Feidelbergs. What the fuck was wrong with you? But thank God they did have you on August 14th. Hashtag happy birthday, Johnny Boy.
Yeah, baby.
All right, last up for Am I the Asshole here. Quick 2 before our voicemails. 27 male. This one is so bizarre. This guy's such an asshole. Created a fake Tinder as a joke with my 28-year-old girlfriend's picture, and now I don't know what to do. I created a fake Tinder when I was drunk as a joke with my girlfriend's picture. Long story short, I went kind of crazy with it and got a bunch of matches. Surprisingly, an extremely hot girl matched with me, and like an idiot, I sexted with her. She even sent me nudes. Feel absolutely terrible about it now, like I cheated on my girlfriend emotionally. To top things off, apparently a couple of my friends have found the profile and sent me screenshots of it. Now I either have to tell people the truth or my girlfriend looks bad. I feel I am screwed. Either way, please help.
Okay. I got a lot here.
A lot.
First of all, I get it.
What?
I mean, it's just literally, again, what we talk about all the time, but what we did when we were 13. Like,
Yeah, well, first of all, you were 13. Second of all, it was a fictional thing. You didn't use your someone you know or date as your catfish.
Right. That's true.
There's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It's weird. It's weird. Don't get me wrong. Of course, I'm not defending the action itself, but I would like to understand the psyche of like.
But wait, let me just get
trolls.
Let me just. I mean, obviously, he put it on as like a lesbian, and that's why he got the hot girl
Yeah.
matches, and then he pretended to be a girl and sexted with her. Like, okay,
I
so
don't think
that
that's-
part I understand as like the lesbian chat room.
Yeah,
thing.
I think you're a pussy to be like, oh, I emotionally cheated. Why? Are you in love with this girl, or do you just want to fucking see a naked chick? Like,
Yeah.
fucking. we
Anybody
talking
who
about fucking-
like if you like snitch on yourself because of like emotional cheating, like that's
It's like
That's
that's not even emotional cheating. Like
Yeah.
you just fucking sexed with a stranger.
That's
Big
weird.
fucking deal.
But it you have other issues to address, but it's not that you like cheated on your girlfriend. It's that you're a weird diabolical asshole who's like using her likeness to, that's bizarre. I think you can just put this one away, and like I do believe on some level. It depends on where you're at in the relationship and if it would be, if you have like a future together or you've already begun your future together and you're gonna like blow up her life, because that's a classic example of like you want to ease your own guilty conscience and it's gonna come at
I think you're
her
insane
expense.
if you even feel guilty about this.
Oh, I don't know about guilty.
like,
you should feel like, wait a minute. What
You
the
should feel guilty
fuck
for
was I
starting
doing?
the account, but not for like seeing some stranger naked.
Well, so you don't think sexting's cheating?
I mean, it is if it's like, it is,
There was intent there. Like he was,
but it's like I don't know. It's like a tier 2 cheating. It's like
I definitely agree. That's not like
It's kind of the same thing with like
same,
if, like
but
like,
it's
like kissing. Like I don't even count like. If my girlfriend was like, I kissed this guy. I was drunk and kissed this guy. But I fucking stupid idiot.
really.
Like I wouldn't be furious.
Really?
I wouldn't be like, how dare you? Like I don't know. Like I fucking wish you didn't. But I'm like,
Do you think that's just because of your general apathy towards a lot of things, or you really like you're just like it just doesn't bother you?
I mean, it's
It
just
never
like
has,
like
and
I
it just
like it's
wouldn't-
just not that. It's not a humongous deal to me. It's not like
I do-
I think anything short of like actual cheating, I would be fine. I wouldn't be fine. Like I wouldn't be like, okay, you can keep doing that and all that shit. But like
Meaning,
it
like,
wouldn't.
you straight fucking.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't
Or,
be
like sucked his dick, like some sort of sucking or fucking.
right. Anything like less than that. Like if I'm happy in the relationship, we can get through.
Yeah, see, I do think that I think that like sometimes people need to weigh. I think people often will feel compelled to like dump someone because like you have to, or like that's what you're supposed to do. Like he got caught cheating, he cheated on me, so like we have to be done. And I think you should look at it like anything else in your life where it's like the pros and the cons, the happiness versus like if you're gonna be sitting there and like racked with anger and you can never trust again and all that shit, then like fine. But if you think you can get through it and then just like resume your happy life, fuck it.
Fuck it.
You know? It's like a job. It's like, yeah, I don't like that my boss treats me like shit. That's just as bad. Like emotionally, you like every day you harm me. But, I make a lot of money and I otherwise like everything else, so I'm just gonna put up with that. But I guess the difference is like, are you truly forgiving, and is it just tolerating and putting up, and in the back of your mind, are you always thinking about it and you're holding it over their head? Or if you can really get over it, I don't think it has to be. I don't think there's any has to be deal breakers. You know what I mean? It's all up to you and the way you like what you value in your relationship. But I wonder. I mean, so like if it's not, if you just found out that like your girl's been talking to a guy, but it's like night in and night out for months on end, and they talk about everything, and they've sexted, and they've, but there's never any like physical contact. What would you do with that? You're just like
This like I'd be
cut it out.
Yeah, I'd be like, you probably stop that.
I think you're gonna be in the extreme minority on
Dude,
this.
I did it with my ex-girlfriend. She had like a confession to me one night, and she's like, I've been talking to my ex-boyfriend, and I was like, okay. And
in what
well,
context?
it wasn't like sexting. She's like,
Yeah.
I feel bad. Like I should tell you, like I've been talking to my ex-boyfriend.
See, that to me though means like you got a guilty conscience for a reason.
And I
Like,
was
you
like-
weren't
I
just
was
talking
like-
to him. You were thinking. You were feeling something.
I was like, yeah, no, that's cool. I get it. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah. I mean, what do I care
That's
if you
one of those things
like
where
talk
almost
to
like
your
you're gonna
ex-boyfriend?
get in trouble. Like, why don't you care?
Yeah,
know,
well,
like, you don't care enough.
I was soon thereafter dumped for the ex-boyfriend.
See, that's what I mean. Like there was guilt and the confession for a reason because she was like, "This is the guy I want to be with," and I'm talking to him. But I think I say this like you should if you feel that you can get through it and it's not as much of a like death sentence as other people feel for relationships, like go ahead, rock on. But I think this is something that it would eat at me. Like I would try, but I think it would like
This particular situation?
this I just think is weird.
Yeah.
Like if you just met a guy and were sexting him, I could understand, listen, especially coming from me, monogamy is weird and you felt tempted and you weren't happy at home. I must have been doing something wrong. I do think that like people, there needs to be a little bit more accountability in like a relationship in general when cheating occurs, where it's like, there's a reason why. If it was just like, I am a drunk asshole and I wanted to fuck this guy or girl, that's different. But if it's like, there were problems and look at why things happened, and you have to like kind of take, some responsibility for it. This though is like, well, now I just think you're a fucking weirdo.
You're weird, but I think I
That's
would
a
love to hear the psychology of
bizarre
like
thing to
trolls and things like that. Because like Hank's like kind of talked about openly with like Franny Lyden, where he's like, it just like took over me. Like I think there's something deranged about it, where it's just like at your core you're like almost like free. You're like, I'm a new person. I'm
I think
no
that
longer tied down
unfortunately-
and burdened by like what my responsibilities.
I think
in
that's
real
when
life
you're
are.
unhappy with your own life.
Right,
Like
right.
to the point that you need to say some hateful shit or create a new persona or say the things that you're not allowed to say. That's an indicator that your actual life is not satisfying you at all. So, but like in this case, what does that mean? This to me feels more like the psychology behind it would be more like you want to know if your girlfriend is like hot, like you want to see other people covet your girlfriend. You
Yeah,
know?
I guess plenty of people get off on that.
Yeah, it's like maybe this guy's just like into cuck shit. He doesn't know yet, But as far as like, what do I do? Like, just shut it down.
Yeah, just fucking
Just
delete
stop
it.
doing it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to talk about what should I do? Should I confess? Do I have to get this off?
Oh
my
yeah, because he
chest?
does have the situation
That's a
where his
different
friends
story.
have seen it.
Yeah. So well, maybe you don't shut it down then. Maybe you should be like, I don't know, this is a catfish. Like, this happens. It's
Right.
weird. Fucking Pat had that happen to him. You see that?
No.
Yeah. Pat from the Breakfast Crew. He I feel like we can't say gay Pat anymore.
You
never really did.
I
right?
never really did. It was my idea though.
Yeah.
Uh,
What a motherfucker. Yeah, that should be your nickname. I'm never gonna say it, but that should be what you do.
well, because it was like I just misread it. I thought his name was pronounced Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
So
So we need to
it's Pat Gay
differentiate.
Pat, and then once I realized his name's not Pat McAfee, I was like, okay, I'll just call you Pat.
Imagine if it was straight Pat and Pat.
Yeah.
But he said,
well,
he-
friends call me Gay Nick. Have you ever seen that? Did you watch that scene?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But
Don't put me in a box. There's nothing us gay people hate more than being in a box.
Gay Pat, I'm just gonna say though, Gay Pat has a catfish, and he doesn't know why or who it was. Like, it can happen to anybody. So I would just be like, yeah, shit, that's crazy. Somebody catfished my girlfriend.
Right. Yeah. That's. I didn't even think about that. You're right. 100%.
And then you don't. Then because if a bunch of people show it to you and then it disappears, then you might. I don't think anybody would really look into it, but it does. It could look suspect. Just stop doing
Sus.
it and take this one to the grave.
Right.
Just shut the fuck up about it. Stop sexting with that hot lesbian, and just be done with it. You goddamn weirdo. Christ almighty. All right, so let's get into our voicemails, and then we got our interviews today. We got the legendary Rob Schneider and our boy Ravi Patel, who he's been in Always Sunny, Scrubs, Master of None. He's got a new series coming out. So a couple great interviews. First up, voicemails. They're brought to you by Manscaped. It's summertime, even though it doesn't necessarily feel like it. You're probably gonna hit the pool, the beach, and even if maybe not, but you got to be at home. You're in the bedroom. You got to look clean and feel smooth, or even just for yourself. I feel like sometimes it ain't even about who's gonna be looking and who's gonna be seeing it. It's just how you feel and hygiene and just looking and feeling the way you want your body to look and feel. So that's why Manscaped has everything from head to toe. They've got the lawnmower to help you trim, your chest hair, your body hair, your pubes. They've got,
I'll be straight up. I used it the other day.
yeah.
Yep. In the
How'd it
shower.
go?
You know what the best part of it is? The
The
light.
light lets you see everything.
The light lets
Yep.
you see everything. And I'm on there. And it's what's
What were
nice?
you lighting up, Johnny?
What's nice is you get to it is exceptionally nick free.
Yeah.
And
Because they don't use the metal; it's ceramic blades, so
you're
it's
usually
not metal.
so careful, trying to fucking shave your piece. And it was
This you
just,
can just whoop,
I was just rubbing it all over.
Yeah.
I practically jerking off with this machine. I was just like, all right, your nut bag done,
clean,
done.
smooth.
Oh god, I almost want to show it to you.
I would prefer not. Would prefer not.
Just fucking put my nuts on the table.
I mean, we watched the Steve-O
That
documentary,
son of a
and he had a fucking jungle to cut through.
Crazy how hairy. his
And I
penis was.
watched him. He, on stage, he cuts through it, and you could even see that it was like I almost thought the thing was gonna short circuit, but the lawnmower 3.0 would have just trimmed right through it. He's got, the one of the things about the lawnmower is that it has 90 minutes of battery time.
Oh wow.
And I remember thinking, who the fuck
How long
would
does it take you?
4 minutes?
I was gonna say 3. Okay, yeah. Really quick.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say maybe not for Steve-O because that guy has the biggest ball sack I've ever seen in my life. When he does that trick on Gnarly where he flips upside down, I mean, it looks like a grapefruit. It looks like engorged.
Yeah.
I was like, is that?
The turtle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because he pulls the whole package. I was like, that guy needs 90 minutes of battery time to trim this thing. But on top of that, they have the nail kit, the Shears 2.0 kit. It has the tweezers, the round point scissors, the fingernail clippers, and a nail file. There's the nose and ear hair trimmer. You just jam it up there. It's got the crop preserver, which is like ball deodorant for after when you clean all these things. You can put the preserver on that helps you smell good and stay smooth. And then they've got boxers, which are breathable and moisture wicking, so that after you do all that work, you're not just going to be a sweaty mess. So from head to toe, from start to finish, Manscaped is going to have you have smooth skin, good smelling skin, no hair, and everybody who you're fucking and everybody who's looking at you is going to like it. So go get your whole Manscaped kit at manscaped.com, promo code KFC. That's manscaped.com, promo code KFC for 20% off and clean your junk up at manscaped.com, promo code KFC.
What's up, Fights, KFC, super producer, BC. So I live with my girlfriend, and I work from home every 2 days, every 3 days, and the weeks that I work from home 3 days a week, I like just getting drunk at like 1 p.m. I see no problem with it because I don't really do anything when I'm working from home. But yeah, my girlfriend gets really mad because I'm starting slugging beers at 1 p.m. And you think this is fine? Like, I really don't do anything at home. I don't do any work or anything, but still get my job done when I show up. But let me know what you guys think. All right, Diva.
Well,
Can you get drunk at 1 p.m.? Is that the question?
yeah.
Yeah. If you don't,
It's okay.
if you, I've always said, when it comes to alcohol or drug use or whatever, as long as you don't have anything you have to do,
Right.
if you don't have to be here,
Right.
then why be here?
Right.
That's how I feel about
Okay.
the earth. If you don't have to be here, then what's the point of being here?
Well, have to be is a bit harsh because like very few people have to be here.
Well, just like, yeah, I mean, in your world, do you have things to do? Then don't drink or do drugs.
Right.
Do you have free time?
Then do
Why
drink.
don't you try some booze? And
Okay,
drugs?
that's fine. So I would say first things first. You need to be honest with yourself about two things. One, when he's like, I don't really do anything at work. Like, is that true? Are you?
Yeah, like,
are you
look-
getting your shit done? Because if you're not, then that's gonna be a problem. Two, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, fine, maybe your job is not the most like work intensive at certain moments where you can get a buzz on, but you're also probably not excelling at work if you're
Yeah,
shit-faced.
for
So
sure.
you have to be honest with yourself. Like, are you okay being the guy? I'm sure you think you're like getting away with it, and maybe people don't know you're shit-faced, but they're like, yo, that dude John, like, he never gets shit done. Like,
he doesn't do
he is
anything.
not reliable at past 1 p.m. It's almost like the guy. I think the guy might be drinking. Like, so if you're okay with
Once
all
the clock
that,
strikes 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, we're talking to Ravi in a minute, and Ravi said he's been drinking beers in the morning.
yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like, can you have a couple beers? Sure. Are you getting shit faced? And that might be a difference. Now, the second thing I think you got to understand here is like your girlfriend. If you're in a relationship, like they are not gonna like this unless you have found the one who is perfect for you. Girls do not like this kind of behavior. They don't really usually
They don't care
engage
for
in this
midday drinking.
Yeah, they do not engage in this. They don't find it funny. They're not going to think it's okay. They want a guy who's motivated and fucking sober and all this other shit. So, if you're okay with basically being a slacker at work, if you're okay with probably not really excelling at work, and you are okay with like pissing off your girlfriend and or maybe getting dumped to the point that you can just be a solo dude getting drunk, if that's all okay, have at it. Also, a little bit of a slippery slope. You maybe may want to make sure you don't become a full-blown alcoholic.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I would say this. I don't think this is a good idea.
It's
but
not a great idea.
I also,
but it's also quarantine.
Listen, that's I was gonna say. If it's you're young, it's quarantine. There's weird circumstances, and you're just gonna kind of fuck around. Okay, but I just these things you can look up all of a sudden, and it's been like a year, and it's not really quarantine anymore, and you have a nasty habit, and that's gonna be a problem. So, just be honest with yourself. I just think be honest with yourself about the full circumstances of the situation.
It's yeah, you're right. And you also got to know what kind of drinker you are. Like, I don't do like a ton of midday drinks because I'm the type of drinker who it's like
Once you start.
it's like we're drinking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
I will rarely, unless it's like a hangover, like to like stave off a hangover, and I'll be like, all right, I'll have a beer with lunch.
Right.
But like I don't really pop the top until 5 or 6 because I know once I start drinking, like, and I'm a very active drinker. I can do things the whole time. I'm like him, but I just when I'm drinking, I'm drinking.
Right. I think, if you're like Ravi said, you're having a couple of beers is one thing. If you're like, 1 o'clock hits and you're taking pulls from the whiskey bottle,
Right.
a little bit different. So just keep it in check. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah. What
But
is
for
the
quarantine?
what do they say in Sunny when they realize they're alcoholics? Well, it's
Those are probably several scenes there.
it's the quarantine episode when they realized that they were never sick, they were just going through withdrawals.
Yeah.
And he goes, so does this mean like we're like alcoholics? And they're like, yeah, I think so. And he goes, so what do we do with that information? And Dennis goes, what do you do with any information? Keep an eye on it. just put it in the back of your mind.
Let
and
yourself know what's happening.
keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Next up.
What's up, KFC, Fights, BC or Dick, Jackie the intern. I got a
Hey,
few
first
things.
shout out for Jackie.
So first off, this 3-Chi is some legit shit. Like, this is exactly what I think we all hoped CBD was when it first came out. I ordered this stuff. I got my friend to order this stuff, and it is the bomb. But we absolutely cannot let the kids find out about this. I know you got to be 21 to buy it, but if the children catch on to this shit, that's it. No more 3-Chi for the rest of us. Those fuckers will ruin it. And I also got a question for you guys. If you could
Promo code
take
KFC.
one product that is traditionally bad for you, health-wise, like smoking or alcohol, and you could turn it into a health product, what would you pick and what would it do for you? So, like, if McDonald's hamburgers gave you abs, or like Four Locos were good for your heart or something.
Okay. I like that.
Anyway, hope you're well. Love the show. Thanks.
First of all, 3-Chi does feel like something that's like, I hope this doesn't go away. I don't quite understand what the science is. I don't know what the legislation is. I don't know how they've done it, but it does feel like something like, get it now, get it while you can. And if there's a couple idiots who somehow ruin it for the rest of us, I'm going to be very mad. So he's not wrong. Go to 3chi.com, promo code KFC. A little free ad for you guys today. If there's one thing, one like habit, one thing that you do that you could turn to be a like medically beneficial, what would it be? I mean, it's got to be dip for you.
Oh, I didn't think about it. Yeah, you're
If
right.
you could dip and it would make you
Teeth
healthy.
whitener.
Teeth whitener.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I love. That's just really for the irony of it. But like, if I could make it do anything, yeah, no, the dip is a teeth whitener. That's it. Final answer. Done.
That's what you would want it to be though. Like if I could tell you that it's like it sharpened your brain and made you smarter, you'd be like, no, I want my teeth whitened.
Yeah, well, I mean that's cheating. Like, what makes you smarter?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well, what?
Well, he said McDonald's hamburgers can give you abs. I mean, that's a pretty big fucking leap.
Yeah, well, they're all leaps, but I just think like
touching your teeth,
There
it's in your
are
mouth.
something that can
Yeah.
get you,
Yeah.
better for abs. Like the brain shit, all that brain stuff, like that. Sports Illustrated selling it now. But the brain formula,
Crazy.
that stuff, like I don't know, I don't think any of that shit works.
I feel like
They're selling it to dumb people. That's why.
yeah.
Like, the market for this is stupid person. They'll buy something that says brain formula.
Honestly, 3Chi is the only one that does work. And all the other, so many other things are like snake oil salesman. 3Chi is just like, yeah, no, this is a real fucking product. I would probably do some sort of food. If I could make like one of my favorite foods be like a health food or some shit. If I could get my Halvesies cookies somehow are like making me healthy.
I think something funny would be like make cocaine something that's like mildly healthy.
Yeah.
Like cocaine gives you healthier fingernails.
My hair is shiny.
Cocaine
I
has
blow
biotin in
lines
it.
all day. Yeah, but like that's it has like the calcium in it. So you're gonna have healthy hair and healthy fingernails.
No, that's biotin. Biotin is what does that.
With your hair, yeah, but
And
there's-
fingernails.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
hair, nails, and one other thing, skin. I think maybe I forget. Biotins. Yeah, when I worked at GNC, no big deal. And I was running a scam. I would have my friends come in and buy stuff and then return it right away. Because then once it was bought, you can't they have them open it. And then once it was bought, you can't put it back on the shelf.
Right.
So then you can just
Take
take
it,
it
keep
home.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so cocaine, biotin. We'll call it BioCoke.
BioCoke. Yeah, I would think that would be it. That was also one of our top selling things at GNC was I forget what it was called. Vitamin E, maybe. I forget what it was, but it was like it's a white powder that has a cocaine type texture, and like drug deals. I worked in Providence.
Cut it with that?
I worked at a GNC in Providence in like
Yeah.
a strip mall. So like people would pull up and like drug dealers would pull up and just park in the fire lane. This was the only products we kept locked under lock and key.
Wow.
Because it was only purchased by drug dealers.
Wow.
And it was our most expensive product too. And
They
it
know
was,
what's going on.
And it was just like, we are just selling fake coke to drug dealers.
We are basically
funding.
funding the legal part of the drug operation.
Dude, there was one guy who would come like weekly who just looked like it was like he wanted to get arrested for being a drug dealer. Like we pull up, just park in the fire lane in an Escalade on rims, get out in a big fucking coat like that dude at the end of Four Brothers wears, like that big, like the furry kind of coat.
I can envision it. I don't have my Four Brothers scenes right on deck the way you do.
He'd have like 4 chains on. It was just like. It was like he came out of central casting for
A drug
dealer.
It's like, hey, let me get that like fake cocaine stuff. And also, you got any like no explode and like some fucking beta this and that?
Did you ever hear that like like the theory that's why like housewives in the like 60s and 50s and stuff were like so into cooking and cleaning because they were taking like their like diet pills and they were just coke.
No.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It is really funny that Coca-Cola used to just have cocaine in it. Like
yeah.
we all that's something we all know. So it doesn't feel like did you know this? It's like yeah, we all know that. But like we should really think about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's awesome. It's crazy though. Let's do our last voicemail before interviews. What we got, Nicky?
What's up, KFC? Fights, super producer, Nick, Jackie, first time, long time. So I think you guys have talked about how ridiculous the targeted ads are on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So recently I've just been getting bombarded by engagement ring ads. Every time I open Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I mean, I've talked about engagement before, but not enough to warrant this. Not to mention I was in a car with my girlfriend listening to KFC radio, and you guys come on with the Blue Nile ad, not helping the cause. So anyways, I find out my girlfriend had taken my phone and was rattling off into the mic engagement buzzwords. Kind of weird, kind of crazy. Anyways, I was wondering, what's the most ridiculous targeted ad you guys have gotten? How many times have you guys just been bullied into buying things from targeted ads?
Forget about that question.
I feel like it's just a matter of time until.
What would you do if you could steal someone's phone and basically inception them?
I mean, it basically is Inception.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like I'm gonna just say things into your phone. You know, like who would it be and what would you do? Because I don't remember. Like, what's my craziest targeted ad? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, well, we do have this one.
Underwear.
This one, it was on Barstool Sports. That is not face cream on her face. I know who that is. That is a porn star.
Shaden
That's
Rogue.
Shaden Rogue, and she is covered in cum.
Top plastic surgeon. If you have wrinkles, do this before bed. Shaden Rogue. If you don't know Shaden Rogue,
Shaden
now
Rogue,
you
a
know.
baddie.
Megan Rogue is Megan Fox.
She's a bad,
It's like
bad girl.
If you've ever wanted to see Megan Fox do porn, watch Shaden Rogue. Her throat is endless. It's endless.
She is a
But you know
weapon.
what she
I
does?
love that girl.
Do you remember like a few months ago?
Yes, the eye crossing
Yes,
stuff.
she's the one I learned it from.
Oh, that's who.
Yeah.
Honestly, as you were telling it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who he's talking
Yeah,
about.
like it's called like Aijo or some shit,
Yeah.
some anime thing where they suck dick and they get a facial and they go and they make dumb faces because weirdo Japanese people love little kids or some shit. She is so hot, and that is just a facial. I mean, that's smart though. That's like they're like people can click on this.
Yeah. That's you're gonna be like, why is this girl covered in cum? Why does the face the
That's funny.
top?
This is a screenshot. Yeah, this wasn't like you actually pulled up the site. You were just like, yeah, this.
I know exactly who that is. Shaden Rogue. Yo,
She's so
it's so hard to remember her fucking name. I think I remember it now.
Yeah.
But I'm always like
Well,
S
it's still
H E
it's spelled
I.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it is Shaden Rogue, but that's what I say.
Yeah.
She's like top 10 too. She's up there. Like you know what? You ever find a porn star and I did this recently with another chick. I don't remember her name, but I was like, oh, it was the girl with the fucking bikini thing with the titty fuck, and I was like, yo, that girl's like a hot Spanish girl, and I clicked on it and she was like top 15 in the world, and I was like, oh, so I'm not alone here. Like there's a reason why she jumped out of me. Anyway,
I like being
targeted
early
ad.
on the train for porn stars. I swear to God, I was the first person to ever watch Adriana Chechik have sex.
Yeah.
I like moment one.
Yo, there's a girl. I'm gonna tell you a name if I can even find it because she's not even like out there yet.
Oh shit, 2-2.
I underscored. First of all, I was like exceptionally early on No Face Girl. We just talked about that recently. Miss Impulse is my girl. I talked about her too. Miss Impulse, fine. I gotta find. I don't even know this girl's name. It was something like something Steele. Ivy Steele, is that it?
Riley Steele. She's an old star.
Ivy Steele. Yeah.
Oh, Ivy.
Ivy Steele is her name. She's on 2 videos on the whole fucking website, and she
How's that phone over here?
is something, bro. She's just got like this enormous fat ass and these big tits, and she did one of the
Tattoos.
porns.
What's up?
Yep. She did one porn where one of the videos is she does like an interview kind of before.
This guy's just sitting here like Just
that-
fucking this guy just seeing it with his face. Like,
Yeah, you know what that is? That's hot guys fuck, right? You ever see that?
No.
It's called Hot Guys Fuck, and I watched it because of her. And I was like, I feel like I'm gonna get some talk about targeted ads. You start watching Hot Guys Fuck on your computer.
This dude is not hot, by the way.
No, I know. He's just like jacked, basically. But I think in that video they do like an interview, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I just like."
I had the porn in the shot on accident.
Oh, he's wearing a condom. Gross.
Yeah, that's
Get
that's,
this out of here. Oh,
This chick is-
how you
but-
come to me
look at
on
that.
the day of my daughter's wedding, and you show me a guy putting a condom on? Get out of here. That's crazy town, Kevin. Fucking show me pornos with rubbers.
Look at
in
that
them.
fucking ass, though. But she does the interview. She's like, "Yeah, I don't even like work out or anything. I just look like this." I was like, "Yeah, you fucking do." But because there's only 2 videos on the whole fucking site, I was like, I think I just found like the #1 prospect in the game.
Yeah, I might need to
I'm the
personally
only person
contact
watching
her.
this. Hot guys, fuck, baby. I don't even remember what the question was. The targeted ads.
What would you say into someone's phone?
That's sneaky, by the way, with the girl. Like that's
that's some
kinda
shit.
that
Like, I
girls
mean,
do.
what are you nuts?
That's what girls do, man.
That would be that would
That's a deal
that would
breaker.
piss me off more than
Yeah.
like kissing another guy in a
Definitely.
bar.
You're trying to like incept me to marrying you. Fuck off.
You fucking psychopath.
But what if you were to get that diabolical? What would you do to somebody?
Goddamn.
I think the best thing you could do is like do something with your employer. Be I think you should give like everybody 3 weeks of vacation or whatever. Just start planting seeds. Or like I think that guy should like all of a sudden you're getting pop-up ads like why like incentivizing your employees with bonuses and raises is a good idea. New management methods. Pay your employees more money. That's the only thing that matters at the end. I'm not gonna incept anybody for this other bullshit. Just give me money. You
Yeah.
know?
I would do it with like if you had like a girlfriend or a boyfriend who like was clearly needed therapy but wasn't in therapy.
Yeah.
You could do that. Like
Yeah, the
mental
benefits of therapy. Like breaking the stigma of mental health help, all that kind of shit.
I I would do on like a daily basis. I would do with my girlfriend's phone like what I want for dinner that night.
I like that.
Yeah,
Get them
that's-
into fucking Taco Bell.
Or
Try to convince
vacation
them.
destinations.
I like that.
Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos.
Go.
Spirit Airlines or whatever fucking airline company.
All right, that's it for voicemails. We're going to get into our interviews now. We'll start off with the legendary Rob Schneider, who you all know him. And in this interview, he just casually talks about all of his friends and contemporaries and the people he spent time with and did work with. It's a who's who. I mean, he's name dropping, but he's not name dropping.
Right. It's like it's not name dropping. It's like you're just talking about your friends.
It would be if I was just like, so I did a show with Feidelberg, and I used to sit next to Frankie Borelli, and I've done work with Trent Ryan, and I was on a show with Casey Smith. Except imagine if it was like Chris Rock, Robin Williams, Adam Sandler. I mean, it was like absolute Hall of Fame legendary lineup. So listen to Rob Schneider and all his tales. It's brought to you by Shady Rays, high quality sunglasses for far less than the expensive brands you know. It's got the best warranty in the game because sunglasses are things that you break or you lose. It's just what people do. And what are you doing? What are you doing? Nothing. John's sitting here chopping up a fucking box with a knife like a psychopath. You're going to lose your sunglasses. You're going to break your sunglasses. And Shady Rays knows that. So they give you this warranty to cover any lost or broken sunglasses with a lifetime craftsmanship warranty.
Yo, if you get a lifetime on sunglasses, that's like fucking
I mean, usually they last me a month. Now they're going to last me a lifetime.
getting
It's insane.
10,000 to 1 odds on John Cougar Mellencamp winning an Oscar.
You always take that.
Always take it, baby.
And also, on top of all that, they are a company that gives back, and they will donate 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order. So get some Shady Rays today, and they're doing a good old BOGO, a little buy one, get one free.
Love a BOGO.
When you go to
I used to do
shadyrays.com
this all the time when I worked at GNC.
and use KFC, promo code KFC for 50% off. When you buy 2 pairs or more, you can get 2 pairs for just $48. That's shadyrays.com. Buy one, get one free with promo code KFC. That's 2 pairs of sunglasses for $48, and you will get a lifetime warranty on them if you break them or lose them, so you'll have those sunglasses forever.
Just a little tip about the BOGOs at GNC. We just raised the prices.
Rob Schneider.
You had to go. It's such a pain in the ass during BOGO times.
We just
Because you had to go change all the prices at the whole store.
Get the guns out.
There he is. What's going on, bud?
Genius. Getting it. Yeah, baby.
How are you, sir?
Good. Just getting used to, I don't have anybody under 30 working for me. So it's like,
What happened here?
no, I've tried to kill myself, but I aim too high. No, so I cut pretty good.
Yeah?
And yeah, we just moved. And so I cut myself pretty darn good. And then my little kids are like, it's healed and everything, but like my little kids are like, Daddy, you want Band-Aid for boo-boo? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's fine now. No, you need Band-Aid for boo-boo. So if I take it off, they just make me put it back on. So I leave it on. They go, oh, I said, thank you for this. You go,
My kids play with Band-Aids as if they're like toys. So they just stick it on everything. I have Band-Aids all over my fucking house. Everywhere you look, everything I own covered in Band-Aids.
just get some Scotch tape and they'll move up. They'll adjust.
Or just some scotch.
All my tape's gone. They take care of the pens. These are the remaining pens in the house. And
That's more pens than I got in my house, man.
I'm always scrambling for pens. Yeah, I know that feeling. Yep.
But I like old school pens, because the problem is, I remember like I started using the recorder for like to write down jokes or some ideas for stuff, and then like I couldn't find the damn thing. I'm like, what? Where did I put it? And so I always think like, you always think that piece of paper that you wrote, not that great idea, and then you lose that piece of paper, and you're like, no, that was the greatest idea ever. I have to find it, and then you find it, and go, oh, it's nothing.
Wasn't that good? Yeah.
I love the Mitch Hedberg joke about that. You ever heard that one when he's talking about how
what does he say?
he's like he wakes up in the middle of the night and he's got to take notes for jokes and things like that, and he's like, and if I can't find a pen, I just have to convince myself that joke isn't funny.
It really is strange though how I do feel like the best stuff kind of strikes you at the most inconvenient times.
Well, there's not just that's a real thing. It's a physiological thing. It's the idea behind that. My understanding of it is the left brain is the more structural side, and the right side is more the creative side. But the structural side takes over. So when you're wide awake and you get enough exercise and the right food and nutrients and sleep, you are not creative, but when you get up super early in the morning, you're late, and the structural side tries to get tired, wants to go to bed, and the little guy sneaks out. I think in my creative thinking and writing, that seems to be the case.
Yeah, that's why I'm such a piece of shit, really, to get my creative side going. I make sure I have no structure and live in squalor, and I've never even considered structure in any aspect of my life.
The structural side has to have some impact. Otherwise, you end up moving into a house, and then this happens for the next month.
Oh, Christ. Is there anything worse? There is nothing worse than moving. I don't know what's worse, packing up or unpacking,
I hate it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay people. That's why I feel that's the real success in life isn't like, getting your own Netflix special or success in your own podcast, whatever. Real success in life is just simply this. Having enough money to pay other people to move your shit.
Yeah.
That's success.
But here's the deal. I'm actually moving at the end of the month. I'm not going to pay anybody because I don't have enough shit. I can just do it.
I know. It's just too much.
I have just literally, I am just moving clothes. I own nothing else in my life. I have no couch, no chairs, I'm throwing out my bed. I'm going to get a new bed. I have nothing to my name. And
that's pretty, because there's too much crap. Yeah. I mean, like there's some stuff that like, well, I need that, like I have like a sauna. Well, I got to have that. I got to take that.
Well, you got to have the heated floors. And especially you talk about how you don't want to, you can't get divorced again because you like your house. Turns out you got a new one.
Well, if you have nice stuff, it does feel good to have like a heated bathroom floor. And then you think I don't want to lose this.
You can't downgrade back to that,
Yeah, a kitchen that's open, you have a backyard, I remember like I knew things were going pretty good for me in New York City when I had an apartment that had a tree in a little backyard, it was only about 8 feet big, but like, whoa, you made it, kid,
Yeah.
So
yeah, the bar that we set for when you're in New York City is so incredibly low. It's like, oh, you actually have a real bedroom with actual walls that you didn't need to build. You are living large, man.
I know. I remember like living in on 5th Street between like, in Avenue A when that was really tough. Mm-hmm. And I remember like the guy, I was complaining about like cockroaches to like the landlord. This is $500 a month for the apartment. And I remember he said, no, we'll take care of it. And then it was an Asian guy, actually. I felt uncomfortable doing the accent. How screwed up is this world now?
Oh, do it. You can do
I
it.
said,
Come
no,
on.
I come on, no. And so he comes up to the place, and like while I'm in the apartment, sets off the bomb and then leaves. And it was like one of those like well, I guess I'll just stay there. So I left for a couple hours, and I didn't want to spend money to like go to. I didn't have any money to go to like a hotel and like whatever. So I just kind of slept with a sock over my face that night. That's like. Yeah, that reminds me of like poverty.
I've done the exact. My first time living in New York when I was 21, I did the same exact thing. Right, had cockroaches. Called the landlord, called the super, whatever it was. Told them, we got cockroaches. He's like, all right, we'll come spray. And I was in my bedroom at the time, and it was a ridiculous bedroom. It was my mattress barely fit in it. The toilet was in my bedroom. It wasn't in the bathroom. The toilet was in my bedroom. The only toilet in the whole apartment. 3 guys lived there. And the super came in while I was asleep or while I was working and just started spraying, let off one of those bombs. And I, like someone in a movie who's been trapped, I was just trying to jam towels under the door and stuff. I was like, he didn't even check if I was home. He just came in. It's like the FBI, just like, let a smoke bomb go, shut the door. It's like, clear, flashbang.
This is kind of a weird thing to admit, but like, sometimes you're just a little thick, whatever. And if you're a comedian or whatever, and I was a young guy, and like my buddy Milt Abel had this. I was looking for because we were living with 4 comedians in it was like a two bedroom. So like one guy is literally in the hallway because he didn't want to sleep in the room. So it was rough, and it was a tough part of San Francisco. And so I said I want to get my own place. And so my friend said, dude, there's a place here. It's like not much. It's like $200 a month, like $230 a month. I said, that's really, I can't beat that, of my wages of stand-up comedy. And there was an old guy. It was a dumpy place, but it was in a good neighborhood. It was in like a cool part where there was coffee. It was near Fillmore. So they had coffee shops and girls and stuff like that. So you knew it was good. And but this was
girls.
Humans. There were other humans around. It was great.
It was dumpy. And I remember like the guy who owned the place, and he was the super, did it all. He was in his 80s. And I remember there was literally like, I had nothing. I had like a futon, on a futon, that's good enough. But you had to have like the foam. And I said, screw the foam. And then you couldn't sleep. It was basically like, sitting on cotton rocks or something. And it had one bulb, but it was like 30 feet high in the ceiling, So when they take those old Victorians and they break them up into like 10 different apartments, and it was supposed to be a room. So you're going to, anyway, so there's one light 30 feet up, and it went out, one bulb, right? So I'm in the dark. So at night, I knock on the super. Say, sorry, I hate to bug you, but I got a light that's out. And he said, it's out. It's the only light. I need,
Kids.
Light. And then said, and he was Russian. Said, I'll come by it back. That's his problem. I get the light there. It's late, but I do for you. I get your new tenant. I do for you. And so he goes and gets this huge ladder. He's carrying it, and then he comes into the room carrying this ladder. And it's like guy's in his 80s. And he puts the ladder against the wall. And I'm watching him climb us all this way up there. And I'm going, did I just let an 80-year-old guy climb up a 30-foot ladder? And I'm watching this. And then he puts the other bulb in there. And he looks to me and says, I haven't been feeling very good lately.
Said that from atop the ladder?
No, when he came down, he got up and left. And he left. And then he died. I basically killed this guy. The last thing he did, he climbed the ladder.
Shut
I
up.
killed him.
He died that night?
I mean, that was it.
He died. He died. And like the last thing I think, like I haven't been feeling very good lately.
You probably had some sort of rush of adrenaline. Maybe the heart went a little too fast. You got a little vertigo. I think you killed that man, Rob.
I think I asked an old guy to change the light bulb, and I remember going, "This is why am I'm asking? Why did I just ask a guy in his 80s? He died on me, and I felt terrible about that." And then the worst part was
you got a new light though.
And then the worst part was I got a new light. It was a good trade-off, but then there was nobody. He had no relatives or anything, so nobody in the apartment knew who to pay rent to. That was it. And so we didn't pay rent for a year until the state of California took it over.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you really lucked out.
Listen,
Free year rent and a new light bulb?
That's
Yeah, that was I was living the fat life. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like you've seen it all in this conversation right here. You mentioned your time in New York, San Francisco, Las Vegas. I mean, you've been in this game for quite a while, and I gotta commend you, especially in the new special. I got it on my TV right now. You look great, man.
Oh, thank you, buddy. I'm just I appreciate it more now than I appreciate it more now than ever. I'm enjoying myself, and I appreciate how temporary and fragile it all is. Especially in this pandemic. We were literally, I said, let's just shoot this thing, and Netflix was nice enough to allow me to do it, and then I said, let me just go to work for 3 months. Really, I'm just working on everything, and I'll bang out this, so I'll just do my act. And by the time we fly out to Salt Lake, and we did it February 29th, 8 days later, the world shut down.
You got it right in. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably one of the last, you got to be like the last Netflix special that wrapped up there, right?
I think so. Yeah. Cause literally was like, as Norm Macdonald calls it, the Tom Hanks disease came in.
Yeah, I mean, right under the wire.
Yeah. And I remember like, is this really going to happen? I remember I long for don't you long for the old days of flatten the curve? Remember?
Yeah.
This is going to be 2 weeks, everybody.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Let's all work together for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We tried. Didn't work out too. I don't know how much we work together. I don't think we're much of a togetherness people.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I'm into like, hey, we're all in this together, but then you come and help me unpack some of this shit in my office.
I love the way the special starts. So it's on Netflix now, Asian Mama, Mexican Kids. And within the first couple jokes, you are speaking my language, brother. Just talking about, like, first of all, you're not supposed to look hot when you're 50. Who wants to be jacked and all that shit when you're older? And the bit about you're not even interested in sex anymore. You just want cookies. Oh, I mean, you're talking right to me. You're speaking to my Rob.
I know, but I hope you I'm trying to get back in shape as best as I can. It is tougher though. And I do see these guys that are doing it. I can't do it 5 days a week. I just can't, But like, you just, like the great Louis C.K. said, I just want to be in the shape of when I die, people go, what happened? I hope he comes back, by the way. He just performed with Dave Chappelle at his, whatever Dave Chappelle at that place he has.
Oh, I didn't know that. Have you seen his new special? The one that came out early in the pandemic?
No, I have not seen it.
It's fantastic. It's really.
I know. I heard it. He's amazing. I heard the workings of that about like before he filmed it.
It's one of those things. No matter what you think of him, it's just funny. It's funny. It's like humor and funny. Being funny is a subjective thing, but also not really. You know what I mean? There's something.
No, there's universal truths. There's like. He has a way to express absurdism and with a beautiful logic to it. All his stuff has logic. When I've talked to him, he just said he comes up with an idea and he has to make sure that it's real, that the logic is there and it's rational. Then he has his absurdist take on it. And he's brilliant. And he should be able to come back. I mean, honestly, where's the end date for him? I mean, like, Martha Stewart, they threw her in prison, right? And then like she got out, right? When does he get out?
Yeah.
Right. But being creepy is certainly not something that is, that people are going to remember that, that's the creepy guy. Just be careful, make sure he keeps his pants on. But at the same time, like when is enough? I mean, we deserve to have Louis C.K., to entertaining us. And he's there. So I think it's a very reactive time in society. And, rightfully so, people should be banished, but not, but for I think it has to be, we have to look at this thing and not just throw people away forever.
Who is I see, is that Richard Pryor back there behind you?
Oh yeah, no, he's my hero.
Pryor, and you're mentioning Louis. Who is like the greatest for you, or who was your inspiration?
Well, Richard Pryor is the guy that we're all stealing from. I mean, even the guys who don't know it, it's like second and third generation of it. I mean, I grew up and I listened to Cheech and Chong. Getting the chance to work with Cheech Marin was like a dream for me, because Cheech and Chong was like, anything when you're a little kid and you're laughing your head off so you can't breathe, with your brother, that's the greatest. And it was a Class Clown by George Carlin, and it was anything by Richard Pryor. Then by the time, Monty Python, and then Steve Martin came around, I was in. And like, how do I do this? I want to do this. This is fun.
What's
Nothing
your
else is
favorite
fun.
Python movie? I feel like my dad used to make me watch Monty Python when I was a kid, and I love it. But I feel like most kids my age either don't even know about it or don't like it.
Well, it really is a shame that there's a certain loss from the connection of comedy. I mean, they really were the Beatles of comedy for people who they're the high watermark of comedy in the 20th century. And anyone who doesn't say that is just not educated about comedy in the 20th century because but it built off an incredible thing to get to that point. But if you ask John Cleese, I've been very lucky to meet him a few times. Silly is king. The sillier, the better. The goofier and the more you commit to it. And it's like that's what people I think are going to want now is just very silly stuff and not like, stuff that to show how smart the comedian is. And they were brilliant, but the stuff that everybody remembers is like the silly walks and the faces and the exaggerations and like the Spanish Inquisition.
The Spanish Inquisition is a classic.
And Spam. All their movies are great. I mean, I really, really enjoyed the thing I really remember was seeing The Meaning of Life in San Francisco, the very first show, like at 11:30 a.m. And there was only 2 people in the theater. I was like in the middle, and then Robin Williams was sitting in the back by himself. I didn't know he was there until he started laughing, and then until he was just slapping the chair, and I go, "Oh, Robin's up there."
Did you know him at the time?
Well, yeah, we all knew him. He was like, the biggest comedy star in the world at that time. But he was from San Francisco. His wife Valerie lived up there, and but we'd go to Hollywood, obviously, and have fun in Hollywood. But that's why the reason we had a scene in San Francisco is because that's how huge he was. I mean, he was like a supernova, this guy. And so we would have like nobody in the audience, or 8 people or 3 people. And then Robin Williams would come in, and everyone on the street would hear about it, and then their neighbors, whatever. And then they'd pack the club, and then we'd have an audience. And that literally, and so the little clubs started popping up on the off chance that Robin Williams would show up. And more times than not, he would.
So he was like a one-man market, really? Like he brought the
He
scene.
created that scene without question.
Crazy.
He made it blow up. I mean, there was like the boarding house, which was like a little coffee place where people would tell jokes. And then there was like some stuff in the 50s, with the old Purple Onion and things. But San Francisco is like a comedy scene when you have like a bunch of comedians, not just, Woody Allen would come in, or Phyllis Diller would come in like on a weekend there at the old Barbary Coast. There was so this was like a comedy scene now, and so guys that came at it, but it was largely, if not completely, he was responsible for it.
I was reading the book Robin by Dave Itzkoff, which is about his full life. It's incredible. But there's a bit in that saying something very similar to what you're saying, where like Letterman and like Johnny Carson would like be out like just waiting to hear where Robin Williams was, and then they'd show up in the club and like they'd try to get in like everyone else, and it was like, like the legends were like, we got to see Robin today.
Yeah, no, he really was. There's a few times in the history of show business where you have like Elvis, or you have like a comedy Elvis or whatever, or a particular, like I'm watching that Frank Sinatra special. It's a couple of years old, a documentary. Like he was Elvis before Elvis, and people don't realize like there were thousands of people, girls mostly, just clamoring to get a chance to see Frank Sinatra in the early 40s, and so there was an explosion of comedy, and like the guy who was the pressure on him to be that, to kind of accomplish that and to kind of not disappoint people was phenomenally difficult for him. I would see him go on, and he would do at least an hour or 2 hours up in San Francisco so that to warm him up for when he popped into LA.
Yeah.
And he literally would just absorb everything. And that's why, like, I never had a problem with, or never thought anything wrong with him taking ideas from people, because he wasn't stealing the joke. He would take an idea and sometimes and instantly need to know where to go with it. And sometimes he would come out and it would be somebody else's thing, but he was working at another speed. Right. And I the guys who knew him and we all knew, like, he was responsible for us having gigs and having, this all happening. So to me, it was, when he started to go into a bit of mine on Oprah Winfrey. And I remember he was about to do it. It was like an old bit like Elvis on a fish hook, and I mean, it's like Elvis on a and I saw him and I said, he's going to do it. But I didn't feel like, oh my God, he's stealing my bit. I was like, oh my God, he's going to do my bit in a good way.
It's an honor. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the same time, like, cause I remember like, Dana Carvey, one of the most generous, sweetest, greatest comedians we've ever had. He was talking to Robin. Robin said, hey, I'm sorry if I ever, took some of your bits. And he said, what about all the voices I do of you? They said, Robin, you're responsible for us, because Robin was such a huge talent that talent agents and like the David Letterman show and like Johnny Carson and NBC would go up to San Francisco and say, are there others? Are there other Robins up here? And there wasn't. He wasn't up. But that's how I got discovered. That's how Dana got discovered, because they came up looking because of that's where Robin started.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you aware that the way you speak of all these guys, there are people who speak about you and your crew and Happy Madison and the Sandler gang in the same vein for, the next generation?
Well, I hope so. It'd be nice. I mean, I'll tell you, I really appreciate that sentiment because, all the greats were great to me. I mean, truthfully, I remember, I had a manager in San Francisco, when I literally had I was driving a little crappy car and they said, listen, Jay Leno's booked into town. He's going to play in San Jose. You're going to pick him up. And you're gonna, San Francisco, because I was like a rat. I knew my way around San Francisco like anything. And this is before, they didn't have no internet or this, there was no global positioning system to figure out where you were. You had a Thomas guide, and you had, and you had to know where you go. So just be there on time, look nice, make sure your car's clean, take him to the radio shows to promote his gig, take him to his hotel, take him a gig, blah, blah. So anyway, I pick him up. I got my signed Jay Leno. I'm like 20, right? And I pick him up, and then I take him to the radio station, and he says, "Come on, come on up here, come on up. Hey, sit in the car. What do you want to come on up?" And so I go up, and then and he does the radio show, and then after the radio show, he goes, "You want me to take you to your hotel, Mr. Leno?" I said, "Is there, you got a good Chinese restaurant out?" "Well, I know the best one I could take you to, sir." And he said, well, we'll get me in there. So and the place that my dad and my mom, is their fancy place. And I said, okay, that's the place. Then my mom and dad wouldn't take me there. When they went out on a date, that's where because we had like 7 of us, right? So that's where they go. So I took him there and I said, can we please get a nice table for Mr. Leno? And he went and said, you want to come in and eat? And I go, sure. So I would come in and sit with him. And he said to me, so you a comedian? I went, yes. How much time you got? And I go, maybe 8 minutes. How much time you have, like, material?
Yeah.
You said,
Right.
how much time you got? And I said, maybe, I don't know, 8 minutes. I said, good. I'm glad to hear that. Most comedians, I ask them, how much time you got? They say, I got 2 hours. Who wants to hear 2 hours of comedy material? You either have, you either have 5 minutes that murders every time out, everywhere you go, or you have that, or you have nothing. Everybody thinks 2 hours of comedy material. Just go up and kill. If you don't have something that kills every time, anywhere, you got nothing. And they said, all you need is 20 minutes to become a star in LA. That's all you need, 20 minutes. You understand? And so I never forgot that. I spent the next 6 months working on 5 minutes. And then that was the 5 minutes I ended up doing on David Letterman.
Wow.
You got to hear a guy tell you that. And then around that time, Jerry Seinfeld came in. By that time, he'd done like 42 Tonight shows. And so he performed at a place called Cobb's Pub, which is like a bar with a stage where you could fit like 180 people, which is like everybody paying $15, makes his weekend, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad gig if you can do it. And you get good Chinese food. So after the show, Jerry, and it was all our comedians were all watching him, he's got the keys to the kingdom. How does he do it? And he's just a great jokesmith and just told great stories and everything. And amazing jokes. And then after we're hanging out with him, just, please tell us how you did this. And he said, hey, you guys got to work clean. You got to take all the swear words out. And then if you take the swear words out and it's not funny without the swear words, then it's not funny.
I've heard him say that before. I don't agree with that. I think a good fuck is funny sometimes.
No, it is. But if it's only funny because of the fuck, then it
Right.
is.
I mean, but I get that. But you could also, if it's only funny because it's about sex, or if it's only funny, like that's what's funny, isn't it?
I know. There's a joke that I do in the new special that I where I throw a fuck in there, and it seems not. It just helps a little bit more than it would if I didn't have it. Which is my daughter. When I'm talking to my 3-year-old, which is real, talking to her about potty training because she just wasn't into it. And we said we're going to let her decide, and she just wouldn't decide. It's a true story. And she speaks Spanish mostly more than English because my wife speaks Spanish pretty much. That's it. And then so she said to me, "Papi," my main 3-year-old, "Papi, cambio mi, por favor." And I went, "K, what?" She said, "Can you change me, please, Daddy?" And I'm like, Madeline, if you're smart enough to tell me in 2 different fucking languages, then you're smart enough to hop your little culo up on the toilet right there. And go, now, the fuck I put in there.
It made a difference.
I think so.
Yeah, it stood alone. It was fine.
It's a very funny joke either way. It's hilarious.
But
But
a lot of you saying it to your 3-year-old, and it's especially because it's a frustrating thing. Yeah, it's a place where you would say it. You would say.
I think so. I think it helps goose it a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes you pop from second gear to fourth gear, and there's like a little thing you need to, and you gotta, is that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's that. What the F word is sometimes.
I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't know how to drive a stick shift. But I get what you're saying.
I learned how to drive a stick in San Francisco with those crazy hills.
Back in the day?
You really had to get the clutch and do that.
That's the worst place.
Come off the clutch.
Just
and then you got to go right to the brake because sometimes the car didn't get in because of the carburetor delay. And if you have a dirty carburetor like I always had, So it's like, and then you're trying to get your driver's license, going, this is okay, right? But you learn how to drive. That's all you have. You get some crappy car, and it was fun actually. I love those days.
Well, it worked out pretty well for you, Rob. I mean, how many years later? How many movies later? How many specials later? You're a goddamn legend, man.
Oh, thank you. I still feel like I'm just getting started. I swear, it's like it's the best thing that ever was to get back to stand up for me. Thank you, because Chris Rock was talking me into it, and I was so intimidated by how great he was. I remember Chris was a guy who had vision for what he was doing, and then I remember to go see him after he left Saturday Night Live, and he never popped Adam Sandler, of course, but he was always this brilliant comic and the best of all of us for sure. And I went to go see him down in San Diego, and it was on a Sunday night at a club, the Improv. This is like in 97 or 96. And I went to I drove down to go see him, and we had a couple of drinks after. He didn't really drink, but like I do. And then, we were talking, and he said, "Man, I'm just about to blow up." And I go, and I saw his act, and it was great. But it wasn't packed in there on the Sunday night. It was most 75% packed. It wasn't totally packed. I said, "Man, I'm telling you, I'm about to blow up. I'm going to be the biggest comedian in the world." It's going to happen now. It's all right there. And then I went, man, I hope so. I said, okay, but he had that vision for it, and I didn't see it at that time. But then he that next routine, the routine that he did, how it developed, how I saw in a couple of months, and then he put that on HBO, and it was like the defining. It's really what changed comedy from this new wave of comedy was from him.
Yeah.
Chappelle's great and everything, but it was Chris Rock that got. It was the foundational stuff. Right. The new really introspective, interesting, socially commenting things that that's why Louis C.K. used to write for Chris Rock. It was Rock, and then he did blow up, and everything he said to me came true.
Must be nice to have that kind of confidence.
Yeah. Do you think that was confidence that he knew it, or do you think he was, you gotta walk the walk if you're gonna, he's gonna convince himself that it's gonna happen, or he really just knew it was that good?
I don't know. Yeah. That's a very good question.
Kind of a chicken or the egg thing,
I do think though, the thing that, if I can say to get metaphysical on your ass, I would just say I think if I had to say how I think the universe works in creativity, if I had to think about what it works, is that you have to really have a design for it. And I mean that, a real design. Like if you're going to build the house you're living in or the studio you have or whatever you want, you have to okay, we're going to need this. I would like to have it like this. And then you go, okay, what are the materials I need? Well, I'm going to have this wall. I'm going to have this sound system. I'm going to have these people. And then you got to build it and then design it and then go, okay. And then you get the materials for it and then you build it. But creatively to be this person and to have that kind of, impact on the world and culture, pop culture or whatever, music, whatever, you have to have that excitement and that joy and that vision for it and want it and at the same time want it because you love it. And it's that kind of, and I think that's what's underneath, and that's why it was working for him. And I understood it, and I didn't think he was delusional. I just didn't see it like how he was going to make that gigantic leap, and he did, and he made it. And everything he said is like, when I saw that special, and I was like, dude, you nailed it harder than I've ever seen anybody in our generation nail it. And
well, I hope you realize that you are right there on that list as well.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Tremendous amount of success, and the new special is very funny. You got back on stage, and it seems like you just seamlessly slid right back in. So it's out on Netflix now. Asian Mama, Mexican Kids, and thanks for all the laughs all throughout the years, and thanks for the time today.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you, Nick. All the best to you guys. All right, continued success for you too.
Thanks,
Have a
Rob.
good one.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thanks now.
All right, big thanks to Rob Schneider. He's just a nice guy. Like he is like a legend of the game. And at one point we were just like deep into the combo that it was just like, I'm just like chatting with this dude, just like hanging out, shooting the shit. Speaking of hanging out and shooting the shit, Ravi Patel's up next. And this guy, we got along real well together. And you know what? I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing to highlight, but it's a rare thing when guests are like, I was listening to you guys recently. And he was talking about something we said on the podcast earlier. And I was like, this guy's down with KFC radio, so I'm down with him. So very funny conversation. We got to get in depth on some shit too. Real good convo with Ravi Patel. Let's do it.
Download the app. 5 stars. A good comment. A nice comment. A really great comment. And hashtag happy birthday, Johnny boy.
We got Ravi Patel on the podcast here, live from your kitchen, huh? You're just setting up shop in the kitchen?
Yeah, because, I was like about to get a snack, and then I started getting into this, I was playing with this microphone. Snack never happened, and now this is where it's happening.
So we're getting like an angry, hungry guy right here?
Yeah.
What were you going to snack on? That's important. Is it going to be some LA shit?
Well, I was going to throw, bro. I was going to throw, there's no LA shit during a pandemic, man. I am full on reverted to my 18-year-old. Like I'm making egg sandwiches, lots of cheese. I drink beer sometimes in the morning.
Nice, I love it.
My poker hat, like I'm full on relapse with poker. I mean, it's gotten bad, but I'm winning, so it's good.
Yeah, right. And you're gonna win forever.
Only a relapse if it's a problem. And nothing could go wrong with gambling your money. No problems there.
I like how you at least stopped at 18 with your where you're eating at, because I'm eating at like a 6-year-old level. Mm-hmm. This weekend I ate about 3 Charleston chews per day.
Mm-hmm. Full size?
Full size, baby. Full size.
That means your jaw and your teeth was
broken.
It
was disgusting. I could hear myself. I'm eating Apple Jacks, Frosted Flakes, Charleston chews, and peanut butter and jellies, and drinking just fucking massive glasses of milk.
That's good for you, man. You seem happy. Look at those cheeks.
Last night I went with I got the graham crackers and I had Hershey bars, full-size Hershey bars in the freezer. I didn't go as far to melt up the marshmallows, but I was basically just having chocolate graham cracker sandwiches over my sink last night and drinking straight out of the gallon of milk. I call that living, okay?
Living.
Yeah.
That's living. I mean, look, I feel like I've gotten in touch with a part of myself that I should have never said bye to, but like when you grow up, you feel this need to grow up.
Yeah.
And I actually feel like joy of life is all that childhood stuff. I'm not even kidding. Like on a spiritual level, I was telling my wife the other day, I was like, my life now is like fun first and work and all that stuff. Has to fit into it.
Preach.
I think that's the way to do it.
Do you think that's gonna last forever?
Well, first, that's a privilegey possibility, but I mean, I'm definitely we're talking about leaving LA, and part of it is because I'm like, I would love to get our overhead down to 25% of what it is today, and then I would love to get into right now I do this. I'm in a little bit of a busy time, but generally speaking, I've been doing 25-hour work weeks and getting a decent amount done. And I think that is sustainable. I'm not gonna be able to do it when I'm shooting stuff, obviously. I mean, you can't do that forever.
Right.
But I think it's possible, man. I mean,
you think that's because of the pandemic, you're thinking differently now, or what inspired that, or you were always kind of planning on doing that?
No, I was, I was already on the way yeah, I have a 3.5-year-old daughter. I've been married for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years maybe. And I was already having these thoughts of like, oh, like my whole life, I've put so much effort into trying to achieve, like wanting to do big, cool things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I realized is I had an unhealthy relationship with work, and like my self-esteem was kind of tied to,
oh man,
what were the things.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
I absolutely feel this. I mean, I also was reading up on you, how you used to be, what, an investment banker or something in finance?
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, but that's bullshit. It was only like 4 or 5 months, and it was never going to last.
Right.
I honestly, I had already spent all my vacation days on going to watch Bears games every weekend.
Well, I had the same sort of thing, like a bullshit cup of coffee in the finance world before realizing like I'm not good at this. I'm never going to succeed at this. And so let me go try to do something. And I never knew if this was going to work, but I was like, but I know that's not going to work. So I got to roll the dice elsewhere. So I feel like you already were kind of on that path of like, I can't do the regular bullshit life. And I feel like you're kind of seeing, it's like almost like it's happening again now at this age where it's all about life, not necessarily work.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, and that look, that too is privilege. I mean, just being able to pursue something that you actually enjoy, like where there's some purpose in it, that's like already you're beating 95%.
Big time. Yep.
But that actually also is a way of cheating the system, right? Because what you do, if you love what you work, you can kind of justify working even more all the time. And that can be unhealthy. And it's like I chronically, like, I put my parents and stuff, like I put my wife and stuff. I mean, the show, like that I'm here for, like everyone I love is in the show, and that's great that I did that. But then at the same time, like now I think my new goal is finding ways to be like, okay, I want to allocate real estate that has nothing to do with work. And that's what the pandemic's been. Like the other day, I was sitting on the sofa for a good 10 minutes eating vanilla ice cream in the dark. And I'm a grown man. And I was just like, I didn't notice it till 10 minutes in. And I was like, and I had a moment where I'm like, no, this is great. We're good. The only thing missing is like, I wish I had cookies. And then I texted my wife. I was like, yo, can you order some cookies tomorrow morning?
I'd love to like just talk to a European and see what they think about how Americans are reacting to the pandemic in a different ways. Obviously, there are a lot of bad ways, but like two in particular that I think a lot of Americans are realizing is one, like maybe I don't have to work as much as I do. And two, outside bars are pretty good. And they're and Europeans are like, yeah, we've been doing both those forever, dude.
I'm so like flabbergasted by the outdoor bars. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Who came up with this idea? Like other people many, many, many years ago.
Yeah, everything's just a surf lodge. You guys know what surf lodge is?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. It's great though.
Oh yeah, it's the best. Outside partying is like the best thing ever. What's been y'all's biggest like change in habit that you love? And it doesn't even have to necessarily stay after the pandemic.
I haven't set an alarm since.
Yeah. Alarm's great.
And like I've actually been waking up pretty normally still, which like is unfortunate, but I haven't been jarringly awoken since it started. It's been I wake up, and it's usually around 8:30 or so. It's not I'm not sleeping until 1:00 every day, but it's nice to not have like the it ruined Call Me Maybe for me because that's my alarm clock.
Oh no!
And I have like
an American classic.
It's like my alarm's actually.
What's Call Me Baby?
Call Me Maybe, the Carly Rae Jepsen.
Call Me Maybe is the song that you wake up to?
Well, it's one of my first. So I'm smart where I have.
How are you?
I have a progression of alarm clocks. Like it starts off with Taylor Swift, Fearless, and it's a little slower, right? Yeah. And then kicks up to Call Me Maybe. We got a little pop, and it's a little more bounce to it. And then if I'm not up after that, it's Blockbuster Night by Run the Jewels, and that's like that's like a song you play going into war, and I usually sleep until that one.
Well, that is kind of waking up every day.
I have to do two things: either you're single, or your girlfriend is 17.
Well,
No, you're not on Chris D'Elia's podcast right now. This is KFC Radio. I am not single, but my
She doesn't
girlfriend
live
lives in
with him,
Boston.
though. Yeah, so he's waking up solo, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah,
Good for you, bro. You're living your life.
living,
She
man.
can figure that out. She can put in earbuds if she needs to.
Yeah. Yo, I snore so bad. She's actually moving here at the end of the month.
She's a saint. No. Wait, you think
No, my bad.
You think so? This dude is a fucking bear, man. I don't know. He makes noises that aren't even human. It's like this guttural sound. I mean, I've literally punched him in the face to try to wake him up, and he won't wake up.
Oh, dude, my friends in college, they I mean, it was miserable. I mean, like, I feel you, dude. But after a while, you just have to love yourself, and you guys,
embrace who you are.
Here's the deal. So it's funny because me and my dad are the same way. We're both just absolute monsters.
Not human.
But we handle it very differently. Like I wake up and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something. Say if you wanted me to get surgery, I'll get surgery. I apologize. I like warn people if they're sleeping in like the same house as me. I'm like, just so you know,
I do too.
I'm loud as hell and I'm sorry. And my dad's the other way. He just gets up. He's like, fucking deal with it. like he does not give a shit that he's interrupting anyone else's sleep.
Now wait. Now I'm thinking you might be worse than me. If you're in a room, let's say you're going to the lake. You guys rented a vacation house. We're talking a 7-bedroom, 7-bath, 3-level situation. You're in the upper left bedroom of the house. What's the radius of this? Like, how many people are going to be disturbed? Everyone on the top floor?
Oh yeah, floors for sure. Yeah, floor, without a doubt. Yeah, you're done if you're on the same floor as me. What I was thinking is like, what's the setup? Like, is it a loft type setup? Is there a window into the living room kind of deal? Like, because then I'm warning the whole house.
The blast radius is insane. I mean, it reaches, the shock waves will reach, far and wide.
I got a sleep apnea test when I was like 20, and the doctors were like, "There's nothing wrong with you, but we can't believe it. We don't understand, but you're healthy, I guess."
Well, maybe you're like, this is like your X-Men. It's just like the most useless superpower of all time.
I need like a snore off between you two, though. Can you like set up a camera late at night and we'll just listen to you snore and we'll compare?
I think he wins.
Yeah.
Ravi just really want to set up a camera in his bedroom for us.
Yeah, I'm not checking out Airbnb schematics going into a vacation.
But I'll rent my own house. If I know what that is, like an open floor plan, I'll get my own place.
Amazing. I have a question. So I was listening to an episode that y'all did. By the way, I love you guys.
Oh, thank you. It's very rare that we actually have a guest who really truly listens to us.
I was listening to an episode of you guys, and one of you, I can't always tell the difference between y'all's voices on when I'm listening, and one of you is doing a promo for one of those boxer companies that's like sell clothes on Facebook. And these podcast ads, they're always like super organic. You tell a personal story. You don't know you're in a commercial until you're like, oh wait, and so one of y'all was talking about how I ran out of boxers and these guys mailed me new boxers.
Yeah.
But then the story kept going.
Okay.
And you're like, 2 weeks later, I ran out of boxers. And I couldn't even like pay attention for like 5 minutes because it was never revisited. And I'm like, are they going to discuss that this dude just ran out of boxers twice in a month? Is he not doing laundry?
Yeah, I'm not doing laundry. I'll tell you why. My fucking dryer's broken, and I'm not trying to go to the wash and fold.
Okay.
And when I first ran out,
a
gift from the heavens fell to my lap, and so I figured let's ride that wave until it ends. I don't know. And then it happened the second time. It was like, maybe this is just a new thing where the universe is going to grant me free boxers every time I need them.
That was a true story. That wasn't like first brand integration.
No, that happened. I mean, I have since done some laundry, but there really was 2 times in a row that I ran out, and there was Mac Weldon just landed on my doorstep. I was like, wow, this is the universe is finally giving me something good. I can't believe it.
What's been the worst chore that you've had to do? Like you never really did, but you
Yeah.
started doing during the pandemic. Like I've started doing laundry because my wash and fold was closed forever,
Right.
and it's awful. Kevin was tweeting about it this weekend as well, how bad his laundry is.
I
Is
think
there
laundry is
anything
the
that
worst
like
chore, period.
you've had to
Yeah,
start doing
yeah,
that usually?
So you have a girlfriend, but you live alone?
I don't. I have roommates. I live alone right now. They're not here, but yes, I have roommates.
Okay, and what about you?
I'm divorced.
You're divorced and you live alone?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So your life is probably the easiest / hardest because you're alone. You can do whatever you want, but then also you don't have any help doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's I wear many hats, but it's like when I'm in like single guy mode, pretty easy, living by myself, don't really, don't care about anything. And then a few days a week I have to have little humans live with me because I'm a dad, and it's like then all of a sudden the single dad lifestyle and apartment, like you reap what you sow. All of a sudden I'm like, well, I'm not equipped to have these little humans here. I don't even have underwear, man. So it goes back and forth.
How many kids do you have? How old are they?
I got 2. I got a daughter who's 4.5, and I got a son who just turned 3.
Aw, dude, congrats.
Yeah, it's
man.
a trip. Your daughter's 3.5?
No wonder it ended. That's a close in age situation.
Yeah, it was. Listen, no joke aside, we probably had some things we should have worked on, and we just went pedal to the metal with kids, and there was just no working on us at that period of time. So, but yeah, this weekend I was playing The Floor is Lava with my kids, where we were just running all around the apartment, and you had to step on pillows instead of the floor, and it was like, because they're old enough now that they're fun, you know what I mean? I was like playing with them, and I was like, this is pretty fucking cool. And Keegan, my son, we had mega stuff Oreos, not even double stuff, mega stuff. He undoes it, he unscrews it, and then he takes off the whole cream, and he just popped the cream in his mouth, and I was like, that's my son.
See,
that's my son.
I gotta take.
Yeah, I hate you for this, and we might break up over this. Listen to this stupid take, Ravi.
I think the double stuff is too much stuffing now. As a kid, I loved
What a
it.
fucking asshole
I'm
he
a
is.
single stuff guy.
Don't you agree with him, or I'll kick you right off this fucking show. Single stuff? You're gonna go single stuff?
Well, I think, buddy, I think it depends on your values around the stuff. I mean, some people are like the cookie more than the
Who?
stuff.
Who?
They're equal opportunity.
No way. The cookie is far inferior to the cream. Without the
You
cream,
might-
there is
that might
no
be
Oreo.
like a subconscious white supremacy.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. More white, more white, less black. I need 2 whites for every 1 black. Load up with the white.
By the way, I wasn't trying to avoid your question. I was just trying to see like what I could say that you guys.
I don't even remember the question, so you're fine.
My
Don't
wife
worry.
and I thought, you just asked me what I've been doing. But like, my wife and I have joked that the divorce setup with kids is actually the better business model.
Honestly,
You get half your days off, right?
Yeah.
That's better than a teacher's work year, right? Like you get,
If you can have an amicable divorce, like I have,
Right.
I harbor a lot of guilt. We don't have to get into all that, but so when I'm not with my kids, sometimes I'm like, oh man, I should be there. But if you can do it in a peaceful way, it's not only like it's the only setup. Like there's a reason why new parents go fucking insane, because you're losing sleep and you're not doing well at work and you're not seeing your friend. It's not healthy. It's not normal. If you can just have all right, I go balls to the wall with my kids. I'm in dad mode for whatever period of time. And then I get to go be an adult human. I get to date, hang out, see people, party a little bit, focus on work. I can't believe we don't come up with a better system. You should be able to do that when you're not divorced, but it feels like, I just remember when I was married, it was like when it was like her turn and she was on duty, so was I. If I was just like, all right, have fun with the kids, I'm going out for a little bit, it was like, no, you're fucking not. But it should be that way because I think everyone would keep their sanity a little more.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, we actually touch on this. We do an episode of my show with my wife and I specifically about parenting. And one of the things we discovered was that, like, you're completely right with what you're talking about. Our parents, they didn't parent the way we parent. Like, the amount of attention that we give kids, the amount of pressure we feel to be great parents is so much. Like, my parents, they just didn't want me to die. They didn't, like,
keep them breathing.
They were great. All they did, they gave me love.
Mm-hmm.
They were very loving, but like, they weren't paying attention to every second of my day. They weren't paying attention to every decision, every way they spoke to me. And so we have this kind of unsustainable expectation on parents, just in the amount of time we're supposed to spend with our kids, the amount of attention we're supposed to give them. It's not even necessarily good for them, because when you give kids that much attention, they end up not being as gritty. They're not as tough.
And
can't do anything
and
on
they
their
don't have
own.
the imagination. Robin Williams became Robin Williams because his parents didn't hang out with him, and he sat in an attic the whole night playing with toys. That's where he got all his voices and everything.
Came up with the genie.
100%.
If Robin Williams grew up today, we wouldn't get Robin Williams.
You know what? That's it. I'm gonna start neglecting my kids right fucking now. You better be an animated hero one day, pal.
No, there's studies that support what you're saying about the creativity thing.
Really?
Yeah, independence really fosters that stuff. And another thing that's really different is back in the day, there was a stronger sense of community, and communities were more in charge of the kids.
Everybody, takes a
And
village.
individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And if you look at like immigrant communities, like we live across the street from a park in LA, and you'll see these, like Latino, like giant families. They come, and the kids are just running around within that. Indian families are like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so we would never do that now. That's just not how it is. You kind of keep an eye on your kids. Everyone. I mean, there's a little bit of that when we're with close friends, but for the most part, we're playing one-on-one. There's not a lot of zone D.
I know. Yep. It makes all the difference. I mean, even like I always, it's my breaking point as a dad, but I'll spin it for the imagination thing here. I always say, go have quiet time. Go do quiet time. And I did that the other day, and I went to check on him. And my daughter said, I'm working on my moves. She was doing a dance routine. And Keegan had built himself like a little fort. And I was like, fuck yeah, kids. Like, you don't even need me. Let's go. But had I been sitting there micromanaging and checking on them and all that, then nothing would have happened,
This is a fun age for them, though, huh, man?
Yeah, they're very funny. And like the shit they say and like... So I had a moment the other day where I had like a meltdown as a dad. I got so my daughter has been going, and let me get your opinion on this. I live kind of on the border of a ritzy town, and I'm on the wrong side of the tracks. But some of the parents and the families that my kids know are pretty wealthy. So they're going to a tennis camp.
Were you Boston? Were you Newton or something? Are you in Boston?
No, I'm in New York. I live in Mount Vernon. They live in Bronxville. So it's like one of the richest towns and one of the not so richest towns.
Yeah.
And this kid is going to tennis camp, which I think is a little early for 4-year-olds, but whatever. It's $300 a day. Okay.
Oh, geez.
And they are paying for it. So my first question is like, I'm just going to let that happen. I ordinarily would be the type like, I'll get the bill. I got to contribute. I don't really give a shit about tennis camp, and I think I'm just going to let these people keep paying for my kids. Okay. As long as we're on board with that. Okay. And then, so we've been packing a snack for Shay, my daughter, and she says, Mommy, can you put them in the bags that I can see through? Because I can't open my snacks. She's just been going to camp, and she's unable to open the fucking bag, and these goddamn camp counselors aren't helping her. She said her friends had to help her open up her bag.
You got to teach her to bite.
That's what. Is it my fault? Is it their fault?
Yeah,
I'm like,
I feel like 4. That's right around the time you gotta learn to bite that shit open.
Just eat through the wrapper, Shay.
I feel like if you can't open a bag, that tennis game is not going to go well.
She hates it. I said, what do you do at the camp? She goes, we hit the ball. I was like, yeah, it doesn't sound like tennis is for you, girl. Let's get back to doing your moves. Let's get back to dancing. But I had this feeling of like, all of a sudden the next 15 years flashed through my mind of like, what else is she not going to be able to do? What else is she not going to be able to learn? What else is she going to need help with? I went crazy. And then I had to get back to what you were saying of like, just let them be and they'll learn. They'll figure it out.
Dude, I think that's totally natural. I mean, like, it's hard not to watch the behavior and, most of the times I think most parents are impressed. Like, we all think our kids are geniuses. You're like, how did they? But then other times you're like, oh, wait. Is she dumb?
Definitely. I got the dumb kid. Shit.
I'll be honest. I'm not one of those people. Like, I do not want her to be like an Ivy League level. I don't care for Ivy League people. I think they're kind of the worst. And so I don't want her. Like, I want her to just be really nice and love
normal.
To laugh.
Yeah.
And I want her to be normal, and I want her to be tough. That's all. If she can do that, then we're good.
I had thoughts of like by my son's age, Tiger Woods was like, driving the ball 190 yards. I was thinking, his father had him with a golf club in his hand, learning and reading up on the game, and I'm like, my kid's still shitting his pants the other day. We're still working on potty training, and. I was thinking, like, I guess they're at that point where I should really, if they're going to be something special, now would be the time to, like, start. And I was like, I don't think I I think I want them to just be normal and have like a normal life and a normal job and not go crazy over, careers and athletics and all that shit.
Oh, totally, dude. I totally agree. And by the way, if you have any doubt about that, watch any of those documentaries on child prodigies. Like my buddy made a great one about prodigy, like child prodigy, like golfers, called The Short Game. Like their lives are so, or even watch any of the documentary on the spelling bee kids.
Oh yeah.
Any of the pageant ones, like
right.
That's not how you want your kid. I think all you need to do is figure out ways to get your kid, like teach your kid, figure out ways to put them in an environment where they can experience the idea of flow, right? Like where they get in the zone on stuff because they're bored and then they start doing something. And then also, I think the other thing is I want to teach my kid the process of getting great at things. Because if you learn what it's like to work hard at something and get good at it, like that to me is a skill set that's more important than being really good at math or really good at like just knowing that like if you work at something, understanding that emotional fulfillment of working hard and breaking through the tough moments, the fulfillment, like that to me, like that's a tool for life.
Yeah, you can apply that to anything, whatever it is that you're achieving, that feeling now.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man.
Now, is that one of life's universal questions that you explore on Ravi Patel's Pursuit of Happiness? Like how to raise children?
Thank you. That's great hosting, bro. Yeah, we have an episode. So for everyone who's listening, I have a show coming out on HBO Max, August 27th. It's called Ravi Patel's Pursuit of Happiness. And basically every episode, I travel around the world with someone in my life, and we have like a big question. And that's kind of the thing that takes us through some international destination. First of all, I came up with the idea because I just wanted to travel with
you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be alone.
I'm gonna come up. Ravi Patel's Pursuit of Happiness on Caribbean beaches, drinking, fancy drinks and eating filet mignon. That's my idea for a show.
Well, I was like, man, I've been on so many canceled shows, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna come up with a version of a show that, like, even when it gets canceled, I'll still say it was the best thing ever.
Right.
And so that was, and also like you get it, like you're a parent. Like I was like, I don't want to spend so long away from my family. So it all kind of worked out, but it ended up being more fulfilling to me that way. But yeah, we do an episode. I do an episode in Mexico in one of the like hottest retirement destinations, and I took my parents there. And that one we explored retirement and aging. I went to Japan, which is like pretty notorious for doing everything amazing in their own unique way.
Yeah.
And so we explored their parenting techniques, and I went there with my wife, and that's about parenting, but ultimately that's also about marriage. I went to Denmark, which is generally known as the happiest place in the world, except for how they treat their immigrants. So I went there with one of my buddies, who's a former journalist for Vice. He's Muslim, and we kind of had a great conversation about immigrants, intersectionality, and race identity. And then I did another episode with one of my buddies who is an entrepreneur like myself, and we both have issues with work-life balance, which you already discussed.
Yep.
So we went to Seoul, South Korea, which as a country has a real like work-life problem. Like people are not just workaholics, but like suicide rates are really high,
right?
And they're having to like get involved in sushi. So Matt and I went there together to have the conversations that you and I were just having, 15 minutes ago.
Right. Well, where was your favorite spot? Where'd you feel you got the most enlightened, I guess?
To be honest, all four, it's going to sound really lame, but like, the way I went about picking which episodes to do is I kind of just picked the things that I was most actively actually dealing with in my life. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like neurotic maybe I am a little neurotic, but like, like I'm kind of actively in like a very optimistic form of an existential crisis. Like it's not a crisis. I'm happy. Like I'm very happy, but I love like kind of tackling these big questions. I'm a big therapy dude. So I was already kind of figuring out like when I became a dad, it really reframed how I looked at my own dad. It was like really the first time that I truly understood, like you are obsessed with me and you should be obsessed with me. And because I'm obsessed with my kid, and it made me realize, like, I don't know, like how much I take those relationships for granted.
Yeah.
And
I remember thinking like how much my parents were both always at all my shit, all my sporting events, and they were involved in everything. And it's like, that's hard. When people say like it's a job of relationships or with your kids, like it's the hardest job in the world. It is, and you have to treat it like a job where it's like you have to identify like a goal and work at it and make it happen the same way you would in an office space. You're doing it at home, but it really is something that I definitely took that for granted where I was like, oh, you were working at me, working hard on me.
Yeah. Oh, and just the amount of time that, they spent with us and the amount of time they spent. I mean, I've felt this as a dad where I'm just sitting there in her room with her in some random time in the night and it's complete silence. And all I'm doing is watching her. You can't do anything else really. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about her and her future and our future. And I realized, my parents did that with me for, I'm 41. My parents have done that for 41 years. And there's this unfortunate thing, which I think is really, it's very specific to Western, like American culture, which is the older we get, the more we spend apart, like physically. Like we live in different places now. We often will live in different sides of the country. We don't really see each other as much. And I was just thinking, I was like, man, if that's my future with my daughter, that would destroy me.
Right.
And so, like that episode was like a great example of something where I'm like, I'm really at this point with my parents where I'm like, reinvigorated and figuring out a way to, I'm also reminded, like now that I'm at this age, of my mortality and their mortality. We have limited time together. And so it's not just about gratefulness. It's also about like, I want to make the most of the time that we have together. So now we're talking about, by the way, moving back to the East Coast. Like we're going to go on like this road trip, like go look at like Raleigh, Durham, like Chapel Hill, which I went to school in Chapel Hill. We're going to go look at Nashville. I think Nashville's probably the front runner. Probably look at Asheville.
To live or to move there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Dude,
Nashville's dope.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
I hate the strip, or I hate Broadway now, but like I have friends in Nashville who are kind of just like, oh, we'll go to these random bars and Nashville's
pop the top off, Ravi. Just take it off, babe.
Oh, brush. This convo's getting hot.
You know what? It really is, though. I mean, I like the show because it's like, this is the kind of shit that, gets me going. Like these kind of questions and these kind of discussions are like, that's what it's about. I mean, The Pursuit of Happiness is a great title. I mean, obviously it's a very well-known phrase, but like, I mean, really at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? That's what everybody's trying to do. So many people are basically failing at it, to be honest, because it's a hard thing to do. Balance work, balance life, balance fun, balance,
the balance work. You should have taken, I'm sure you did this all. I know you did this all before The Last Dance came out, but you should have just shown the people of Soul, like Dennis Rodman. And you're like, this is what work-life balance is. This guy was like, what was the thing? I was like, when Dennis Rodman was off the clock, he was off the clock.
Clock.
That dude is a model citizen.
Yo, we've interviewed him twice.
What I forgot is how hot Carmen Electra was.
Oh, still. And you know what the best thing about her is she looks.
Are you allowed to talk about someone being hot? Is that even allowed?
Yeah, I think Carmen Electra's she's grandfathered into it. Yeah. But the hottest thing about Carmen Electra is I don't know. Let's say she's 45, whatever she is. She looks 45,
but she's still hot.
She's just still really hot.
She's not trying to maintain she's 21-year-old.
Yeah, it's not like she looks like what she did.
Is she married? This is what I've always wondered about, like people who stay in the game. Yeah, look, I'm 41. I have tons of friends, like dudes. Especially in LA and New York, you have tons of dudes who just won't retire from the single game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're like, I don't know. I'm just gonna make a football. Steve DeBerg. It's like they just keep.
They don't know when to let go, though. They don't know when to let go.
They just keep. I mean, T.O. still trying to get back in the game.
Yep.
Anyway, so I've always wondered, like what is she? Is she still?
She's single, man. I'm just looking at it now. The last guy she dated was Dave Navarro. Broke up in 2008. And
that's a signal that you're still playing and that you're still in your prime.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what is she up to now?
Still like table service.
Put her acting career on pause, aka like no one's really giving you any gigs. She's probably just crushing it on social media and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the beauty of I guess the good thing and the bad thing about society, because you're gonna get people who probably should just go away at some point never will because of social media. But someone like Carmen Electra, who I want to see until the day she's gone, we can always see her now. You know what I mean? There's no hiding anymore. So she's doing charities and shit. She's great. Carmen, hit me up, girl. We're both single. Let's go.
I don't want to do an episode about this, by the way, at some point, because I think this idea of like I'm not sure that marriage is supposed to last as long as we make it last. I'm not sure that I'm sure you guys have talked about this before, but like
we have kicked around the idea of opt-outs.
Talk to me about an opt-out.
Yeah, like so you start a relationship and you almost have like a contract where it says like you pick the date, 3 years in, 5 years in, 7 years in, whatever, where we can kind of evaluate like it's like a mutual option. We both have to exercise our option to stick in. And if you don't want to, there's no hard feelings. There can't be any. And if we both opt in, then we're both happy and we have another 3 years or whatever. I think that the idea of maybe some expiration dates could change relationships.
You know what? I think that's very wise of you. There actually was an article in New York Times that got passed around a lot, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. It's exactly that. This couple that every year has a contract that they both renew and revisit.
And I bet you it's like the Hall Pass. You ever see that silly movie, The Hall Pass, where if you give
great movie.
But the notion of the Hall Pass.
Owen Wilson. Who else is in that? Ed Helms, right?
I want to say Sudeikis. Is he in there?
Sudeikis.
But none of them use the Hall Pass. Their wives are like, yeah, go ahead. We'll let you. And they're like, no, you know what? I love you. I don't want to sleep around with anybody else. I think the same thing will be like, you can opt out of this relationship. And I bet just having that freedom where you don't feel trapped and shit, I bet you'd stay and be happy and it would be like the best relationship ever.
Would you guys if you guys were in a marriage right now, would you use the Hall Pass?
No. That's a trick.
It's a trap.
I'll never fall.
It is a trap, yeah. Like
I 100% would use the Hall Pass. But
it's not really a pass. You know that you're going to get shit afterwards.
No, I agree with you because we've discussed the concept of I think every relationship starts the same way, which is the man and the woman talking about all these other things they can do. That's going to be like their relationship, and then you're a year into the marriage, and all of a sudden you're the only one who wants to do those things. I get that. But if there was an actual, like if there's a lie detector test and my wife was like, I seriously will not care.
Right.
Because I know that I could go do that thing and I would come back and be the same.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't, the only reason I'm against doing it is because my wife is my best friend and
it would hurt her.
I don't screw over my best friend. I'm just loyal.
Right.
But it's not because I think sex with another person is like a bad thing.
It's not inherently a bad thing.
The stupid. What's that?
It's like it's not an inherently bad thing. It's because of I think you were about to just say you're kind of trapped inside of this idea of monogamy. It's like we made it into this thing that I don't think it's it like puts too much pressure on people in a way that I think if you came up with some ridiculous rules to get around it, I think people would be a lot happier.
But listen, I have tons of friends in LA and New York who have who have experimented with different business models. Obviously, LA, New York, first of all, a lot of people cheat. And then on top of that, there's a lot of people who are trying, like, especially lately, I think there's like been a real explosion in the last 5 years, or maybe it's just me just knowing about it for the first time. But like people are trying this open relationship thing. I've not heard of it going well once.
No. I know one girl, she calls my radio show frequently. She's a male woman, and her husband go to swingers parties all the time. And they just like fuck a bunch of people. And they are the happiest couple I know. It's crazy. They're like, every time she's like, yeah, it's the best. It's like we're just as happy as can be. But they're on the same page, that's why. And he's cool, like he like watches her and he dabbles and they have certain rules and they're happy.
Well, think about it. Like think about your best dude friends. Okay? Like if you're really like my relationships with my guy friends, I don't want to say they're deeper than my relationship with my wife, but they have gone my best friends, I've been friends with since I was like middle school, high school. My best friends, okay?
Right.
So we're deeply in love as you can be. Me and these dudes. And by the way, I don't know about y'all, we tell each other. We love each other.
I was going to say, do you tell them?
I mean, obviously it happens more when we're when we're fucked up, but like, yeah, like I think the older you get, the more you're like, oh, we're so lucky that we have each other. We love each. But if I went to, there's not a situation that I wouldn't be in with my best dude friends, and the one you just described being one of them, where I wouldn't be just cheering them on.
Right.
I will say I do on rare occasions get jealous when I find out they're hanging out with other dudes behind my back. Like, yes, maybe that does. But for the most part, I don't know. I think actually that last part made the whole thing fall apart.
It's like, I'm not into the open relationship.
I totally got it.
I love it though, man. This is the stuff I hope we can see more of with the Pursuit of Happiness, because these are the kind of questions. It's like a podcast. It's like what you're doing is very podcast-esque, where you're exploring weird, concepts and different cultures and conversations and shit. So I hope to see a lot more of it. It's you seem like it's a good fit for like who you are.
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate you saying that, man, and appreciate all helping me get the word out.
You got it, man.
I've never wanted something to work this badly.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it. So we'll do our part and try to get it out there, because I want to see it succeed as well. It's Ravi Patel's Pursuit of Happiness. Is on HBO Max. Comes out August 27th, right?
That's right.
All right, man. So everybody go watch it, and make sure you tell your dudes that you love them, and make sure you work on things with your wife, and I think also neglect your kids was the message.
And pursue an open relationship.
There you go.
Work less.
Nap. Get fucked up, I think was in there. That was
drink
the
beer in the morning.
Right.
We had a lot going on.
We touched them all, dude. Thanks a lot, bro.
Thank you so much.
We really
Ravi, man.
appreciate it, dude.
Fellas,
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
love
man.
you guys.
Love you
Love
too,
you
bud.
too, Ravi.